Then, time to get this long play started. This is Capitalism Lab. No vote in this one. I came, I saw, and I decided we're running this regardless. The R Billions can run after we are done and dusted with Cap Lab, just as we're done and dusted with Emma Yui yesterday. So what are we setting out to do? Well, it's a real sandbox of a game, and I'm not really interested in scenarios in this type of game. So what I will do, at least for the first run here, there are likely going to be more, is we're going to do a new game with some fairly middling settings, and we're going to set out to achieve all the King of Capitalism goals in the game. I don't know what they are. They seem to revolve around getting a lot of money and market share, but there are sub-goals that pop up, and I don't know exactly what they are. We'll just crush them as they come, and we'll probably dip our fingers into a lot of different business-related pies. So, there's going to be a bit of a preamble first, because this game gives you a lot of options on how you set the game up. I'm going to go through them and talk to them. So if you're watching this in the future and you're already thinking, get on with it, then you're probably going to want to skip ahead a few minutes. So we are going to call ourselves the Cap King, since that's the name of the goals that we're going for here. Our name is of course Jake. We have got custom logos and custom people in the game right now. Lots of logos for the custom companies that people have put in. And at a glance, they all even seem to be working. What a wonder. I've reserved this one for myself. Our mascot, the Crying Silver Surfer from the weekly one-shot. Completely stolen, but no one's chased me up about it yet. And these are all the characters that we have in the game, and if there's anyone you don't recognize, you need to play more video games. Once again, I've got my own logo here set aside. Actually, an artist I was chummy with at Paradox made this for me. I'm ever so grateful. So we're running on custom settings here. What are we running with? We're going to have 4 cities. I made a list of city names. It's going to pick randomly 4 of those. Startup capital and medium, we're going to have random events starting in 1990. We'll have the stock market on, inflation on. Not much to say about the rest of these. I can't believe you can turn off, or really turn to low, boom and bust. Nonsense. We want there to be recessions and booms. You spotted the lobbies. Good job, Ninja. We're going to have 15 other companies, and then there's going to be another 5 or so tech companies on top of that. And I believe if a company gets destroyed or bought up or bankrupt or whatever, it's replaced by another one. So there's going to be a cycle of other characters and companies coming in as others fail or get absorbed. My competitors start with the same capital as I have. They have moderate aggressiveness and moderate on just about everything that matters here. I'm not giving them a head start. I don't know how impactful this is, but we're fighting on an even playing field here. The DLCs all have their own sub-options. I don't think there's anything particularly interesting that I'm working with here. I'm using the experimental DLC, that's worth noting. I'm using the built-in advertising unit because it seems a lot more interesting than the other type of advertising, but I'm not having import companies. Those looked incredibly boring. Not that I use them enough, I just took one look and went, yeah, this doesn't seem like what I'm into. Otherwise, I don't think anything here is of particular importance. And this is all pretty normal stuff. So, let's get started, shall we? Gotta hand it to the game, it's very quick at generating the world. Like I said, we're going for the King of Capitalism goals. Huzzah. Now we can check those straight away. The game says, to become the undisputed King of Capitalism, you must be financially savvy enough to grow your company's market cap up to $6 billion, retain at least 80% of the equity shares, and achieve all the sub-goals. The sub-goals aren't here yet. I imagine they're going to pop up as time goes on. I am probably going to immediately get complete ownership of my own corporation, because the idea of inflating my corporation's worth only to have to buy back those stocks at really high prices doesn't appeal to me. I'd rather start out with less money and have the full control myself. Probably not the best way to go about it. I'm sure there are plenty of stock-related strategies, but I'm not familiar enough with stock to figure those out myself. Maybe in time I will. What else is there to say? Well, I don't think the other companies exist. Oh, they do, right. Usually it takes time for all the companies to exist in the game. Maybe they... well, the game did have an update just a few days ago, so perhaps that. We can see immediately who our competitors are here. We've got Tinner and Tinner, and that's Maharaja there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Maharaja Nick is the CEO of Tinner and Tinner. Jeff Wayne's Store of the World is run by, is that Unji? It is Unji. Unji from Stay Stay, my trip to North Korea. Yurangu McBain is in charge of Children United, Child Workers United. He's playing to his expertise, obviously, there. The Hansa is run by some kind of cat. Someone's cat called Molly, I imagine. The Wolf is in the game. He runs Initiatech. And Stars is run by Bink. Who in the world is Bink there? JC Denton is running Caesar's Oil. It's a shame we don't have Baron running that, but I couldn't find a way to link people to companies. I'm sure there's a way, but I didn't. Ark from Terranigma is running the Yoya Company. And this RimWorld company, was it Randy's Random Goods, is run by FG's there. I had to capitalize his name, I hope he forgives me. Briccoloni Pizza Company from Lego Island 2? I think it was 2. Was it 1? It was 1 or 2. In any case, Art Quadruple 4 is running that one. Where is the Gold SA is run by... Now, I don't even know what that is. Looks like a sheep standing on a twig, but that's Phobos Ares. And, oh god, Moss Morris's Money Company is being run by Arkin. Not my favourite Pokemon, that one. One of the Blues Brothers is we're running Heldon's company. Wonder where we've seen that logo before. And Aperture is being run by a particularly bald individual, Sunaj here. They're from Jings. I was even told where they were from. I even played this game. What was it again? I've managed to forget. And I'm the one saying other people need to play more games. And Orbulon Aerobiz, that's it. You're from Aerobiz. Orbulon is running the Shekel Master Company. So they all have different focuses. A bunch of them have different things. They'll go for whatever. Some retail focus, stock focus, bank focus. I might end up taking some loans out of RRG there, Randy's Random Goods. But the Hands is also going to open up a bank. Good for them. There'll be other tech companies that appear shortly, so we'll take a look here later on to do that. So, first things first. I want to start up... Well, what's my overall strategy going to be? If you saw it before, I'm probably going to do a repeat of the retail and... What's the other R? Real estate. But I should be able to stamp that down faster than I did before. I think I've got that one sussed out a bit. That will give me enough to start rolling forward. I'll probably still get into manufacturing, but I want to try some other things. Maybe get into the banking. Well, we'll see what comes our way. Wherever we can sniff out money, we're going to pursue it. No, we don't have any play cards, at least not yet. I was just watching you get destroyed by monkeys in Nancy Drew. Of all the Nancy Drew games I could have gotten, why The Secret of the Seven Ships? Or was it Ransom of the Seven Ships? Okay, problem is I don't have enough money. 100 million, not enough. Although there are certainly starts where you can have a lot less than that. Is my music going to loop? Huh. I think I took off the... No, there we go. It does pop in. I managed to destroy my chain of thought. It was money, of course. It's always money. So normally I just go to the bank and take out a loan. Unfortunately, with the banking DLC on, and it is on... I should have checked to make sure all my DLC are on. Do I have a way to check that? I'm pretty sure they're all on. Yeah, it's all showing up there, so it is. And in any case, the banking DLC is on, which means I cannot immediately take out a loan. I need to wait for others to set up banks, and then I can do it. That's too long. I want to get the ball rolling on day one. So what I'm instead going to do is issue bonds. Now, my bonds are going to be very, very good for people, because essentially you're just going to get free money off of me. These bonds are going to cost me a lot. They're going to mature in just 1 year, and the interest expense for me is 6.5 million. That's quite a lot, but it's not nearly as much as it's going to cost me to do the second bond that I'm going to do, which is going to cost me an additional 8 million. And of course I need to pay off that in just 1 year, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to pay this off with loans from the bank. Maybe taking out a second one is a bit over the top. Surely I could make do with this. I'm not confident that I can. Maybe I can put in a slightly smaller amount. I don't want to be paying quite so much interest here. It's a lot to be spending. Nah. In these kinds of situations, the more money you have, the better. So I'm going to issue a whole load of stocks, and I'm going to be paying a fat chunk of interest on that, but at least it gives me the initial money. And that initial money is going straight into real estate. Actually, I really should have sniffed out the market before committing to that. Let's hope the market's good for it. So the cities that we have in our world are Lubeck, Brasilia, Chengdu, and Vancouver. Bit of a cursed mix together, but what you gonna do? Lubeck has a huge demand for office space. Brasilia has a modest demand for it. Chengdu has a modest amount for it. And Vancouver has a huge demand for it. So this is pretty good. I will be getting on all of these cities' demands for office space. Unfortunately, I'm going to end up saturating the demand for housing when I do that, but I'm still going to do it. I might be able to make a good chunk of money out of it. We'll see how that goes. How am I going to play my cards here, though? Right, I see it all. Now what I want to do is just buy big plots of land and develop it. That's how it all works, right? So let's just start here and go along. It's not really important that this costs me an arm and a leg, because there's no way I'm going to make a loss on selling any land back. The loss that I could potentially make is on the things that I set up, but even then it should be cheaper than just buying the land outright. So every tile of land in the game has a market value at which I purchase it, and if I then go on to sell it, well, I'll sell it for its new value, and hopefully that goes up. But it's definitely going to go up, because what I'm going to do is set down a bunch of commercial and residential places. This big fat piece here puts out an aura of about 4 tiles of increasing value, but it doesn't do a lot on its own. 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go out just a bit more. Gerthunk. And I find that if you flank these with a part... Well, what's it done for the land value initially? Again, you'll have seen this before if you tuned into my testing stream, but what you're going to do? Don't forget to buy your company while it's low. I need to remember to do that before I unpause. If I unpause before doing that, please yell at me. But I don't want to buy it out until I'm done with this, because it's going to cost me a fat stack of cash, which I might need to be doing more of this. So the land around here has gone up by, wow, 25%. That's really rather a lot. Actually, that's a, wow, it's gone up all the way out here. How could it have gone up that much so easily? Does that mean it went up over here as well? That's interesting. I think the land value went up purely because I increased the... I don't have a good explanation for that. I think it's because I managed to... No, I don't have an explanation for that. Why did the land value go up a way so high? Well, it doesn't matter. You can buy with personal wealth. I think my personal wealth is only 1 million. Let's see. Yeah, I only have 1 million. I need to buy my own company's stocks with my own company's money, so that's not going to be happening. Anyway, the value of this land went up, good for me, but let's flank them with apartments as well, and we'll find that the value has gone up tremendously, so that's good news for us. I'm going to immediately sell it all and hopefully make fat bank. How much money did I have? 300 million? Well, now I've got 326 million, so as a land developer, you can make some pretty big bucks. I was looking at the wrong place, wasn't I? Yeah, I need to look at Lubeck. Maybe the value of the land went up because I lowered, or rather I gave the whole land more of this office space to live on, which potentially means that buying the next bunch of land is going to be more expensive. Maybe so, maybe no. There's clearly more I need to look into regarding the strategy, but it's working for me. And I do like things that work for me. How's this going to be? Just buy up this land, a huge fat stack of it, and again anything that doesn't get affected by what I do here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go with another aura. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I do it again? 1, 2, 3. Nah, I don't want to push my luck. If I just slam down this setup, well, every one time I do it, it seems to give about 30 satisfaction for commercial building. It doesn't raise quite as much around here, but hopefully I'll still make fat stacks off of it. So sell that land back. Probably not much of a profit on the stuff that's on the land that's far away from this, but enough to make people happy. There we go, 326. I think I lost $2 million there, but to be fair, building these would have cost far more than that, so that's good. Best to buy with your personal first and then the company, but I can barely buy anything with my own stuff. Oh yeah, that's one of my limitless money dreams right there, Finboy, setting up my own arcade places. Probably be stressful though, so I'd need to get someone else to run it, and then I certainly wouldn't run it the way I want them to run it, and then, oh, just the cycle of stress would never end. I didn't get into doing what I do to live a stressful life, so I'll pass on that, thanks. Now I'm doing these relatively close to where the real chunk of the city is, because I don't want Nobody's going to move into buildings that I put all the way over here. Actually, it's not far from this, is it? But even that's not close enough, I think. I wonder if I can try my luck over here as well. Let's go for it. Again, these things put out an aura of about 4 when it comes to increasing value. So I want them in places where, you know, that aura's going to reach just land that I own for myself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I actually put you up here and flank you with apartments, and then maybe put another one, say, that's a little close, isn't it? But this is going to waste a little bit of it too. What the hell, slam you over there. Lubeck here needs plenty of places for people to live. So what was I at before? About 326. Let's see what we do with selling this land then. This strategy, I think this is the last time I'll ever use it, truth be told, because I'm under the impression that real estate is a focus for the next expansion of this game, which is probably going to change how this works. Somebody earlier mentioned that it's going to take time to build things, and that would immediately invalidate this. What expertise do you have? Ooh, good question. We haven't really looked at persons overall, but where's ourselves? We'll be at the top. I have a computer security expertise. That doesn't sound like me. Otherwise, I'm pretty useless at everything. Let's look at the persons in the game overall. Don't we have a way of just seeing all their pictures and that? Yeah, here we go. Who do we have in the game? Nick Brick, Pinkie Pie, Amayui's Old Engineer, Nancy Drew's Manette, Caesar 3's Mercury God of Commerce, Lord Bane is there, Doc Spengler, Dissident, Gunnar, again from Nancy Drew, Istar, Professor Layton, Soup Dog Nick, Shitatsu Sho, who I think is missing another T there, Unji Ventuswil, Penultimo, Uranga McBain, Molly, Princess Elodie, Tyr, Linkark the Maze Meister, Godzilla 2, War of the Monsters Radar Truck, just an independent investor, long may make some money, the Wolf is there, Henry of Scallots, Vink, Kubros, Moss Morris, JC Denton, Pain Elemental, Barry Burton, using the image from the Game Boy Color version of Resident Evil, weird game that, with some incredibly deep lore. Jock Dongle is in there, he's probably looking for football teams to invest in. Carter, the giant nerd from Resident Evil Outbreak, is in. Venkoros Ark, Candice the Baby, Purple Tentacle from Day of the Tentacle, Chris K, Speed Racist, Forever Lona. Is that, I think that's, what's-her-face from State of Decay 2, Lily Ritter. Ugh. FG's Gypsy Moth from Lego Racers, of course. Ark, Phobos, Archfiend. Zhang He is in the game. And his character got slaughtered. The Great White Bull of Dominions is in. El Coro is Screaming Professor X, Rocket Racer, Lurker, Jake Blues. The CEO of Helden, I'll have to take him out. There can only be one Jake in this town. Fester from Fester's Quest. Rance from, well, every Rance game. Yuntek, Sunaj, Double J, The Rhombic, Goost, Conrite, Ryu Hayabasa of Ninja Gaiden, of course. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yuan Shao, Christopher Robin, Crazy Dave, Orbulon, Zyniax, Lucky and his massive forehead, Giovanni, Brelix, Virtual Bart, Euristo, Nancy Drew herself, Pepsi Man. Oh, this is where it gets a little interesting. There are a bunch of venture capitalists in the game who are people that are independent and have huge amounts of money, and they'll occasionally come in like wrecking balls to invest in somewhere. So the big money people around here, Nancy Drew, Pepsi Man, Press, Natsuki, and the Snake. Don't know what they're going to get up to. What do we have here? We've got preference for what they want to do. So Pepsi Man is very aggressive. He likes to invest in R&D. He does not like to upgrade production facilities. And he likes to purchase goods from his own firms. I don't know what this does, but it's there. Now, why was I looking at all that? I'm sure there was a reason, but I've managed to forget. Does the goal require you to personally own 80% of the company? I'm not sure if it's personal. G for goals. I think I can own it with my company's money. We'll see if it checks off when we do that. In any case, I'm getting distracted from building up. It's going to be a slow burn. It's probably going to be at least another 15 minutes before we hit unpause, but that's how it goes sometimes. So Lubeck is satisfied when it comes to office space because I gave them all these offices, but everywhere had demand for office space, and I really want to jump on that. Making money from people renting out your apartments and office spaces is just free money. But perhaps even more important than that is that it inflates the value of your company because of all those assets that you have tied up in real estate. I like that, and I plan on putting that to use. So, we'll do it again here. Just gimme this land. Very generous of them just to let me take it from them. Couldn't have done it without you, my Lübecker friends. Well, no, we're not in Lübeck anymore, we're in Brasilia. One would hope this land is dirt cheap then. So probably a couple of commercial buildings will be plenty for us here, although the setup here isn't amazing for it. The roads here getting a bit in my way. Now, I already threw down a lot of money that I'm going to lose on my bonds to make this happen, but I'm convinced it's going to work out more than well enough for me. And even if it doesn't work out all that well, I'll have all this business set up for myself. Wait, where'd all my cash go? Whoops, maybe this land was a bit more expensive than I thought. Let's sell off some of it over here so that I can afford the apartments. I didn't expect to be told I'm out of cash already. Let's hope I can sell this back at big profit. Some of the value of it went up a fair bit, some of it less so. The scary thing will be if I finish up with this and I end up having lost dozens of millions and not even able to afford my paying off my bonds, but it seems to be going alright here. The main thing is to get this just above zero, so one more little setup with commercial building we'll be fine here. And like I said, I'm going to do this everywhere, so I've got my fingers in all of the city's pies. If I set you up there, or even here, like I said, it's a little bit awkward. Apartments and commercial offices are a basic moneymaker. I'm not convinced apartments are. It's hard to get people to move into your apartments at the very start. At least I've had trouble getting people to move into my apartments at the very start. Because it's a bit further away from all of this. I'm going to try lowering the rent in my apartments, but it's very rare for them to become profitable for me swiftly. They're mostly there to inflate my assets. So I'm saturating the house market here, and the same for the office demand, but what you going to do? So what was Chengdu? Chengdu has a moderate demand for these things, so I reckon four of those commercial buildings will take care of that, maybe even 3, and a whole lot of them for Vancouver. I wouldn't dare to say that this is the exciting part of the game, but it gets the ball rolling very quickly, mostly due to inflating my own assets. And I rather like that. Where's the center of this town? It's over there, so not so sure this is the best place to be setting up. Yeah, in proximity to there, I dare to say. Let's take a fat stack of this land. I'll be building up around here. You know what, I'm gonna tear down these people's homes. Too bad. You had your opportunity, and now I'm taking it away from you. And then commercial building. About there. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can even set you down there. Slam down some apartments. Put one here, one here, one here, and a little trickier, but how about there? Hopefully, I'm always afraid of selling this and then finding out that I've got next to no money afterwards, but there we go. Okay, still keeping it above 300 million, which is very much what I'm targeting. One more of these should actually be sufficient, and I'll just slam it down over here. Yeah, I think it'll actually be an improvement for the game if this stuff isn't instant. It does end up feeling a bit like an exploit, but I'm new to the game. And I found this myself, so I don't feel bad about using it. I'll just slam you down right here. Then again, I found this in desperation. I was trying to figure out a way to make easy money at the start, and then I started looking at land value. And that worked out very well. Okay, great. Vancouver's the last one to take care of. And Vancouver is voracious for places to work. I can tell, look at all the people they got living here in Vancouver. All these poor folks haven't realized the mistake in life that they've made. It's a joke I'd like to make, but I know nothing about Vancouver, so if someone in chat is intimately familiar with Vancouver, I'll just say, and can tell us a bit about it, I'd be honoured to have your information. I'd be honoured pushing it a bit, but I would like to know. Gonna build along this road, I reckon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, actually building along this road looks like loads of money united. Could even arc it around here. Yeah. It's very expensive to live there. Well, that's actually worth looking at. What is the cost of living in these places? Lubeck is actually a horrible place to live, very low real wage. Whereas Brasilia is the strongest. That'll explain why it cost me so much for the land there. So apparently people really want to live in Brasilia and Chengdu. Vancouver, yeah, and Lubeck is just dirt. Lower than dirt. That's alright though, I will fix that. I can't have my beloved Lubeck being so ill-treated. I'll put you there actually, and there's space for another one to be sneaking its way in here. So you'll sneak your way in there. And then apartments up. It's apartments all the way down for us here. There, I've just single-handedly turned this into the next downtown. What would be really good if I just held onto this land? I think I'd make more money holding onto the land and you know, using it to pump up my own businesses, or letting it inflate even more and then selling it out to others. But I need the quick money so that I can get industries set up. And I think that's where the meat and potatoes of the game is. Despite all the DLC, I think the real fun is in setting up production chains, production lines, and your retail lines for selling things. That's what excites me. That's what really turns me on to this. Less so about the banks and such, although it's certainly a nice touch. Okay, wow, this place is sprawling. I might even have a hard time figuring out where to put down more of my real estate. I think I'll put this down. Is Vancouver population huge or something? No, it's actually it's all the same, 500,000 in each of them. It's just so spread out. I'd probably make my big money if I were to set up around here. In fact, you know what? I think I might make these people's lives a little miserable by buying this up myself. What's the land value around here, for example? About 400k? Out here it's about 400k. This might backfire, but let's give it a go. All these people who had their nice gardens and parks and even homes here are gonna wake up and just find it gone. So let's see what I can do in terms of money making on this. Slam you down here, flank you with some big old apartments, because you know people would far rather live in these horrible tenements, not even tenements, but as opposed to living in their lovely wee houses here. And did that actually help the stock price, or not the stock price, but the market value? Yeah, the land actually gained value there. Swell. Well, let's get rid of this. I'm not sure if I made a profit or not, but I certainly wiped out places for people to live, so they have to come into my apartments. Now, my attitude here is that people are scum, and I will be doing what I can to profit off of them. I will not be giving one hoot about how people live, just that they continue to make me money. And that's the ruthless pursuit of dosh that it's all about, so that's very unapologetic. What's the demand for office space here? So 3 more should do it nicely. I reckon 1 right here, 1 right about here, and 1 here. And then we just apartment it up. And that'll be the real estate part of our ventures. Done and done. Potentially right. If I still have over 300 million, this was done very right. Come on, money, 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 money. Yeah. Yes, I do. Okay, so that went well. What I've done is I've set up some things that hopefully make me money. I've inflated the value of my company, but since we haven't let any time pass, there's been no reassessment on our company's stock portfolio, or at least I hope not. The price is still $10 dues, and I will be buying all of that. Now, somebody was saying better to buy it with my own money. Why not? I'll buy some for myself. So Jake buys a little bit. And then my own company buys the rest of it. I'm always deathly afraid of getting this wrong because I'm so unfamiliar with stock, but there we go. Now, I own all of the stock, some of it personally, well 1% personally, and the rest is tied up in the company itself. I don't really know real world terms what the difference is there. How is my company's money not my money? But just in case some horrible mistake is made from here, we're going to make a save. God, I've got a lot of saves by now. Save new, we'll just call this the Longplay. It's always been your attitude, said Callum. And he's not wrong. And he's well experienced to have that opinion. Right, so good start, I dare to say, except really we've lost quite a lot of millions because we put out all those bonds that we have to pay off, so that's 200 million gone in a year. On top of that, the interest is going to be another bunch of millions, so we need to get other things rolling ASAP. And I want to jump on the imports. There doesn't seem to be any logic in not jumping on them straight away. If I get my shops down and start selling what the seaports are bringing in faster than anybody else, then it's more money for me. So I take a look at what is being sold and I think about how I can be selling that myself. And if I need to put out more bonds to generate more money, so be it. But I'm probably going to go to the bank before the year is up and ask the bank for a big fat loan to pay off the bonds. It's okay to be in debt as long as you keep pushing it forward with your own assets. So looking at it straight away, you're selling things like, what do we have? Backpacks. I reckon actually just a general store would work well for this. General store would sell all of this stuff. Now I don't know why. I still don't understand the difference between a general store and a discount mega store. Discount mega store is so much more expensive than a general store. Does it have more pool? Like, where does it justify that cost difference? They seem to sell all the same things. And on top of that, a general store is nice and small, so why would you ever do discount mega store when you have general store? I don't understand. Are there some stats to it that I cannot see? I hope I don't feel like a fool for making a wrong decision here, but well, I'll go with general store. Can't fail all that badly, surely. Now, I'll set up a general store in one in each city. Hopefully one will be enough. And I gotta sniff out the best location for it. I want somewhere that has the highest customer traffic index. Again, it's criminal shame that the game doesn't color code this in some way on the map. You just gotta pan around and try to find the best one. Surely around here would be the best, right? Yeah, oh Christ, it's 90 there. Then heavens, yes. On top of that, I'm going to build maximum floors on this, so I have maximum space for shifting everything. And then we're just going to be doing a lot of purchasing and a lot of selling. I just watch my money fly away here. And the question is, what are we going to be purchasing? Well, everything. Air conditioners, backpacks, cookies, and we link them all up for sales. Now, I'm going to do no advertising on this because I'm just taking them in. I'm not investing my brand into any of this. Speaking of brand, let's be sure to set our own corporation brand to range brand. I don't want to be spending money on unique branding, and corporate branding is too dangerous. Corporate branding means everything shares the same umbrella of branding, so if my cigarettes go down in quality, that's going to make my air conditioners seem worse as well because they're all under the same Cap King brand. So getting back to it, Liz is going to buy this stuff in, and we look on the second floor. One problem with the floor things, it's pretty hard to immediately get an overview of the place unless you hover over it here. It's not going to show up because we haven't bought in anything yet, but this game's pretty good. But one of the main concerns I would say is the outdated and sometimes less than ideally functional UI. Right, that's all well and good, but I really think I just want to sell everything that they have here. So inline skates, and oh, it's K for link. Inline skates, some jeans, some socks, and then down on the first floor, our loss leaders, right? Well, let's purchase in some televisions and whatever the other thing was. So I'm just taking these things straight off the boat from China and selling them in my shops, not even checking at quality control. Although if we take a look at it, the quality is between 50 and 70, which is middling. It'll be a while until any of my competitors have anything going like that. Alright, that looks all well and good, but this is just one shop in Brasilia. I naturally want to duplicate this firm and build one over in every city. I have the initial capital for it, although other competitors might be investing their initial capital in things like manufacturing or research, which is going to give them other legs up. But you can only invest in so much at the very start. 63, 60, 60, 69? No, that was over a road. Again, I'm checking the top left of the consumer traffic index. I've been spending quite a lot of time in my own time, not really playing through this game, but poking at it in a lot of different ways to try and figure it out. So if you're wondering how something works, I can try my best to answer, but there are certainly going to be better people qualified for it. Jake, could it be like when you place down a larger house and working space increases nearby land value for wider radius? Possibly. You mean for putting down a mega store? It's perfectly possible. I don't have the information to say one way or the other. 69 looks to be about as good as I can do around here, so let's take the 69 traffic index. Now it says it wants to purchase in televisions. Well, I don't want that. We're going to link it to whatever's local here. Current city is what it's set to, so we'll take in canned soup, chairs, cigars, cough syrup, elegant watches, toy racing cars, toothpaste, frozen lamb, and I believe we missed a spot for frozen chicken, so let's put in another purchase thing with, again, sales and sales, and then we will link you up with frozen chicken, unless I missed something. I did not. There we go, frozen chicken. So that should make me the fat stacks of dosh, and now I'll want one of you set up in the other city. It's 2 out of 4 cities done with this, and hopefully the moment I hit unpause, there'll be lots of money flooding in from these guys. If I make a big loss, then that's really tragic for me, isn't it? So we did Brasilia and Chengdu, onwards to Vancouver, where, what was that? No one wants to live? Everyone wants to live? I managed to forget. Right here is absolutely great for setting up industry. Retail. 63, 72, 78. Looking for more than 78 is incredibly greedy, so let's go for 78. And again, I need to change these out because the goods that were available for the other place aren't available here. If you're wondering where that availability is, each city has its own import docks that import different things. 2 commercial docks for a total of 8 commercial goods, and 2 industrial goods for 8 industrial goods coming in. My firms, my retail stores. I managed to lose track of you. Here we go. I've gotten better at managing to navigate the game. Right, link up again. I want hi-fi systems, leather bags, leather belts, not cigars, leather wallets, shampoo, shoes, stuffed toys, whoops. Sweaters. Now this actually leaves me with one thing here. I don't really want to freight in frozen lamb from the other place because shipping city to city is a big amount of cost there, and how much am I selling these for? Probably not enough. So what I'm actually going to do is link you up with the televisions. The freight cost is pretty high, but the price of them is also quite high. So if I freight in those televisions, I'm probably going to be able to make a nice buck on those despite the high cost. So I hope at least I could definitely be dead wrong on that. So, one more time, I'm going to duplicate you over to Lübeck. And again, we haven't even unpaused. We're setting all this up before any of that happens, so I don't have to pay anything that I don't need to. Capitalism 2 apparently had multiplayer. This one does not. It would be an intimidating prospect having to do all this as time ticks on with everybody else. Where is this city centre? Here we go. Oh my, 72. You'd have to be really greedy to look for more than 72. I am pretty greedy though. I'll settle for 72. There we go. And once again, link it up with whatever is local here. Right, so we're going to be selling blazers, bottled milk, Cameras. Shuddy. Frozen beef. Leather jackets. And sandals. Silver necklaces. And again, I'll bring in the televisions from Brasilia because I think the money will be good on that. So, there we go. We set up our real estate. We set up some retail. I want to have my headquarters. Where am I going to set my headquarters? Might as well be in Lubeck. Easy to remember. So if I put down an HQ right here, and we have our CEO who's given a generous starting salary. Is there anything else I'd want to set up here? Ah, yes, human resources. Because I want to max out training everywhere. I don't see a good reason to ever not be doing training at maximum. Maybe there is a good reason. Maybe it costs too much to be cost effective in some places, but it allows you to shift goods faster. It improves quality of service. It improves the quality of things that you farm. I think it's worth the overhead on that. Also educates the populace, which increases quality of living and probably some other things. So, again, even though I still haven't unpaused, I'm going to save the game here. I should start numbering these, shouldn't I? Yeah, so let's just say it's Longplay 001. Am I really going to have triple figure saves? I don't know, but let's be ready for it. Is there anything else I would ever want to touch before hitting unpause? I expect to make some short losses and then have it grow. Yeah, there is actually one thing I want to do. I wish to have a real estate department, and I want you to auto-manage these, and I want the rent level to be significantly lower to try to attract people away. I shouldn't need to lower the rent on commercial buildings because there's a demand for that. Even so, I'm going to make it slightly undercutting just to try and pull people away from my competitors' buildings, because my downside is that I'm away from the center. If a competitor were to put commercial buildings right here, he's going to drink up many of the people, so I need an advantage, and my advantage will be undercutting. I should already own my own stock. I firmly remember doing that. Yeah, there we go. Cap King is 100% owned by me, and that does fulfill this this quest, or goal, or whatever it wants to call itself, main goal. So hey, we're 50% of the way to victory, right? We haven't even started. Okay, let's actually start the game. And let's see what our competitors are going to be getting up to. 4 is the amount of cities I put down. Already jumping between 4 is a bit much. Can't imagine playing with 7. Certainly more opportunity. But I think I've already got my mind going to certain challenge games that I wouldn't mind doing. One would be I can only operate in one city. Another would be I have to start off with bugger all money. So it seems that Caesar's oil conglomerate is run by JC Denton, and he's getting in on selling silver necklaces. That's a shame because I want to be selling silver necklaces. He's also selling chairs. Diabolical. How are my places doing? I want to check out Lubeck because that's where we're starting out at the very beginning. Firm profits are absolutely down the toilet, which I don't like to see, but I imagine that's because of the initial price of buying in these goods. Wait, there's 0 utilization here? How can this be? What do you mean workers are idle? Get selling my goods! There's no demand. It usually takes a bit of time for demand to come to exist. And yet... Well, this can't be right. Somebody else actually is doing well. Right, so somebody else is outpricing me here. Nobody wants to buy my more expensive silver jewelry, so I'm actually going to have to lower the price a touch. So I have an advantage over the city average. I should check that for all of my goods. If anything is not as good as the city average, then I need to lower prices considerably. It's already May and I haven't been getting in on this. I should have done this straight away. My mistake. Yeah, look at that. The existing branding for some of these goods is slaughtering me. So I just gotta lower my prices of my cheap Chinesium imports. Now there's actually a better way to do this. If we go into products that we have retail sales of, I believe I can come here and then I can check the average and just make sure that my quality is above all of them. I just wish there was an easier way to scroll through everything. Like, check everything that I have sales of here. Maybe that's not a better place to do it than this. Well, what can you do? Let's just make sure that all of our prices are competitive so people actually come for our goods instead of competitors. Yeah, wow, the existing stuff is so much better than ours. Drop the price of that chewing gum, drop the price of that frozen beef. Otherwise it's just going to be Lost City for me. It's already been Lost City for me. We need to turn things around, and fast. There we go. So now I should be above all the city's overall expected levels of quality there. But that's just Lubeck. I should have done this before I'm pausing. Where was my mind even at? Yeah. Since we can't compete on branding, we're going to compete on the price. Still should make good profit on this, so I'm not concerned about slicing my own legs off and cut. Ooh, right, we're already pretty good on this. In fact, there's more demand than there is supply right now. Well, let's up the price a little bit then. Come on. I mean, I'm still going to lower the price of mine to beat the city average here, despite it cutting into my own amounts. The problem is when I sell things that have a high importance of brand, because I have no brand at all. I will have brand when I set up my own goods, but I don't have it right now. We're winning there, son. People want to pay less for the backpacks. Go right ahead. People like our air conditioning units, so that's okay. Chengdu, similar story. How hard is this game to get into? Quite hard. It's all intuitive, but there's just so much to learn. Wow, wowza, we're up in the price on these. Look, we can't even scratch the demand on canned soup. People love their tins around here. Chairs also, if you have more demand than product, increase price. Very, very simple economics right there. Anyone can get it. Yeah, it sucks to say that about the game, but truly, there is a lot you need to get into. Gonna up the quality on the up the quality because there's not a lot of demand for cigars right now. Maybe that's because the economic growth is static. If it was boom time, it would be cigar time. Cough syrup again. I could sell more of it by opening up another chain, but I'm just going to increase the prices. I have no branding on watches, so I got to drop the price there. There's a lot of little scuttering around here. Now, I don't have to do this. I could hire someone to do it for me, but I'm not comfortable shelling out millions a year on COOs who would manage this for me. Okay, is that everything? Did I already do Vancouver? I feel like I didn't. Tellies are fine, sweaters are fine, toys are fine. That's barely fine, so let's lower the price a bit. That's fine. That is not fine. My shoes don't have enough branding, or really any branding behind them. And someone's cutting into my market share. I'm even going to lower the price. Well, actually, there's more demand than I have here, so with that in mind, I should increase. Difficult. If someone's fighting me on market share, difficult to feel out what you should be doing on something. Leather belts absolutely need to go down in price. Okay, so, again, cheap Chinesium imports, that's my initial economy. Hopefully with that sorted out, if we speed up the game a bit, we'll start seeing the money coming in. The eagle-eyed amongst you might notice that I am actually very much losing money right now, but that's all about to turn around. Of that I'm confident. Yeah, there we go, made a bit of money last time. Operating revenue looking swell. A big part of this are the loans and bonds interest, but that's going to be gone in 1991. But hey, we're pushing into the green. I pay off those bonds, I take out some big fat loans from the bank, and we're going to start manufacturing our goods. At the turn of the year, we'll decide which good we're going to throw ourselves into. DDR Lidl. Do Lidl source their goods from East Asia? I don't know much about how they operate, although I do shop at Lidl occasionally. You get really sick of Lidl goods and Lidl foods after a while. They just stock the same things over and over, the same weird and wonderful brands you've never seen in a standard supermarché. Okay, fortunately, I was able to pay off all of my bonds, but it was a bit tight. I only have 10 million and I started with 100 million. So I'm feeling a bit like Baron here. Flip side though, I own all of my own company. I haven't been bought out at all, and my stock value has doubled. It used to be 100 million, now it's 200 million. I could actually sell that off and make all my money back, but I'm intending on going to the moon. Actually, I think it quadrupled. Yeah, it used to be $10 a share, now it's $40. Could sell it, but no, we're going to the moon. We might as well hold on to those stock. The only time I think I would sell stock is when I anticipate a stock crash in my own company, but I do not have the experience to know when that's coming. Fortunately, this is unchecked capitalism, so we can inside trade all we want. So this is a... oh, well, I was about to say my apartments aren't going to be making money, and that's going to be true for a lot of them. Look at here, they're losing us plenty of dosh. However, this one here managed to scoop out a lot of people. Maybe it's the people whose homes we bulldozed. But regardless, we've given them a lovely, comfy, warm apartment to live in at slightly under market value, so good on them. And we give them jobs. Not even half occupied, and a commercial building makes profit. And as time goes on, they should get more and more filled up, because there was the demand for all of this. Look at that, 75% occupied, making me fat stacks of cash. But the cash is relatively irrelevant. Does that make sense? It sounds funny. It felt weird to even say. It is relatively irrelevant because the reason I have these is to boost my assets so that I can stroll over to a bank. Now the banks are no longer just central government banks thanks to the banking DLC, they're actually set up by other companies. So between them, the Hansa and Randy's Random Goods, who are running banks, will offer me about 100 million. I'm not sure 100 million is enough. Is that going up as time goes on? It is. I think I'm going to let time continue to pass until they're going to give me a much better credit limit. But whilst that time is going, I need to start researching. How much does it cost to set up an R&D center? Including land costs, about $1.5 million. So, here's the question. What trade good do we want to get into? Now, I've already done jewelry, body products, and furniture, so I don't really want to do any of those three. I'd just be treading over old ground. So the question is, what? Whilst we consider what, let's go and have a look at all the corporations that have joined us, because we had these initial ones, but there'll be some tech companies that joined in as well. Here we go. Quills and Sofas is run by Pinkie Pie, and they focus on telecoms. My old pal, the old engineer, is running Medibay Heat, who's going to be focusing on operating systems. Manette is going to be making software. Mercury of Commerce is going to be making software. That is Mercury. Yeah, of course it is. God of Commerce. Datadyne, they're making internet. Wouldn't mind getting in on internet, but I think that's one of the things you want to get in early on, and I don't have the capital for that. Andromeda is probably making a buggy mess on the internet. Lanka Limited, also working on internet, and they're run by, is that Dissident? It is Dissident. Prome is run by Gunnar. They're also on the internet. Cerberus is online, and Professor Layton, funnily enough, he has the Cart Pushers, which sounds like a menial company, but they're working on the internet too. Some of them making not great money, but that's all just startup costs, surely. Andromeda, they're working on Anthem. Hi Jake, I remember this game when I was a kid and being completely lost on how it works. Seeing you try to figure out the last few days made me so excited. I came to see Twitch VODs and live streams instead of YouTube. Well, congratulations on the ascension from YouTube scrubbery to watching live. Warms my heart for sure. Hopefully I've learned enough about this game not to be bumbling to the very end. Look at that. That's unfortunate. I should have not sold this land. They put down a police station, and I reckon that increased the land value a fair chunk. If we were to consider a square here, 1.2 million, as opposed to like 500,000, 400,000 out here. Yeah, kind of wishing I'd had that land for the police station, but they wouldn't have built on it if I had owned the land. Still not sure the best way to go around doing that. Professor Layton's hit new website, that reminds me of a puzzle.com. I wonder how many things are going to remind Professor Layton of a puzzle. The stock market certainly would. I wonder how he'd do it stalking. Anyway, I want to get industrious. The question is, which industry do I want to go into? I would like to go for a relatively low risk one which has a high consumer necessity index so that when busts come, and they will come, people are still going to buy my products. So for that we want to look over at the Manufacturers Guild, Guide rather. Don't care so much about software. See, automobiles, Motorcycles. Oh, the scroll wheel on my mouse is getting all sorts of touchy these days. Nobody's going to buy these during a bust. Certainly good industry to have, but maybe at the point where I'm diversifying my products. Beverages are generally consumed except for wine, so that would be good for boom time, and then when it's bust time, people are still going to want milk and cola. Body care, I think, was actually a really good industry to get into. Not expensive, very few goods needed. Minerals, coconut oil, plastic, and acid, and you're good to go. And they're all available to us. They're all available to us as... Oh, no, they're not. Citric acid is not. But citric acid can be made from lemons, which are also not available to us. So that'd be something to consider. Drugs? Do we want to get into the drug industry? Everybody needs drugs. And all of the goods needed for drugs are available. It's all about the tech, though. People don't really care about the quality of them. Which is fine, because I can use my imports, which may or may not be of great quality. Alright, so why don't we get into the drug business? The big question will be if anybody else is in on the drug business. So let's go to products, let's go to everybody, and go down to drugs. Cough syrup. Some people have market share in it, but that's because they're selling these imports. In fact, I'm one of the ones selling those imports. I think that's me in the... no, that's Mosmori's. I thought I was selling cough syrup. Why am I not selling cough syrup? Or is nobody wanting to buy my cough syrup? This demands investigation. Look for somewhere that should be selling cough syrup. You, for example. Where's my market? Wait, what? Let's double check what was going on here. Retail cough syrup. Ah, because I was looking only in Vancouver. In Chengdu, I am master of it. Does Vancouver import it? Did I miss that in Vancouver? Maybe I switched it out. Don't know why the seaports have gone invisible now, but let's not worry about it. No, it will both be here. So, okay, somebody's actually importing cough syrup from, what was it, Chengdu to sell it in Vancouver. Two of them are even. Very strange. That's going to increase your costs for bringing it over. However, the demand is going to be there, so maybe it's very clever on them. Regardless, we're getting into drugs. It seems like the right thing to do. However, should we only get into drugs? The thing is, when you set up a drug store, it can sell more than just drugs, can't it? Retail store, drug store, body care. Ah, that's annoying because I just did a run with body care products. Is there anything else that sells drugs? Because there's a lot of space to only be selling drugs in. Not even convenience stores sell drugs. Supermarkets sell drugs. I could get into another business like snacks or beverages. Let's consider an auxiliary one because drugs are only 3 products, and that's not efficient use of a store. Drugs and lotions. Well, lather up and chug. Be a half-decent catchphrase or store motto. Right. So yeah, we're definitely getting into drugs. The question is, what else are we going to do? What was snacks? Well, the goods for snacks don't appear to be all readily available. There's a lot of food and stuff that I cannot be buying in. Could I buy in the things for some beverages? Milk is not available. Grapes, acid. If I set up a farm that made milk, and that would be easy enough to do, I could use glass. Aluminium is available. If I set up a grape farm and a milk farm, then I would be able to run beverages as well. The thing is, I'm suddenly chomping down a lot of different tech that I'd want to be bigging up. I need a big fat loan from the bank on this. Nothing wrong with that though. I'd need a lot of R&D to get all these things operational. But yeah. Okay, further question, is anybody else working on these goods? Mosmori's is on cola. How? They have a retail store. They have Coca-Cola. Are they producing that cola? Where would they be producing it from? It says that Mosmori's is the producer. View supplier. Right, if I'd be fighting Mosmori's head on the cola department if I went for that. However, a bit of a price war is kind of exciting, so I still think we're going to go for beverages. Was there anything else that supermarket sold that we might be interested in getting in on? Straight up food. Household products and livestock products. I mean, what counts as food in this? Bread, cakes, canned corn, things with high necessity index, actually. I'd need some factories set up for these, but that's not out of the question. I need factories for the drugs anyway. No, drugs and beverages. Let's focus on that. Means I need a milk farm and a grape farm set up immediately. Nobody's getting my grape juice, which is a shame, but oh well. Corn syrup and aluminium we can bring in, and people don't even care about what it's made of. It's all about the tech. So let's go to our headquarter area, Lubeck. This I think is where I'm going to want to set up all my R&D anyway. Easy place to see. So R&D center. I'm going to need 3 for the drugs anyway. 1. Well, actually, it's good to do 1 and then copy it over. Going to use that. I'm going to hire a drug team. And you are going to start R&Ding on the cold pills for 2 years. And then I'm going to duplicate you. Why can't I duplicate? Pretty sure I wanted to duplicate before and it just didn't. Wait, I saw a duplicate button there. There we go, duplicate firm. Don't know why that wasn't available elsewhere. Okay, well, fair enough. I need more people on drugs, so give me everybody you can on drugs. I'm not gonna have any experts available for anybody else on drugs. Unfortunately, I think I need that money now, bank. So, financial actions, go to Randy's Random, and for 5 years borrow every penny I can. I don't see any reason not to just do it for the longest time. Yeah, that's strange. There's normally a duplicate button here, but there's not. But it's over here, so I can still duplicate it. I'm just scared to death I'm going to accidentally delete it somehow. Last one, drugs. Get me a drug team. You may find additional job candidates in other cities. Well, good to know, but we'll make do with these ones. Tell us about headache pills. You got 2 years. Can I headhunt somebody for this? Apparently not. Although maybe it's telling me that I should have set up my R&D in another city. Doesn't matter. We're getting to work on figuring out how to make higher quality drugs. And then of course we'll be making said drugs. But I want to immediately get on making myself the milk and the grapes. Because the sooner I get those set up, the sooner I'm going to have better quality on them. So if we check out here, we are assured that Lubeck is the best place to be doing raw production. So I think my industry is going to be set up here. It's near a seaport, the land will be cheap, and I don't think there's ever a concern about getting workers to travel far, so good for us. Let's get them set up then. A farm. Should it be a large farm? Yeah, why not? Slam down a large farm here, and another large farm right here. And this one is going to be set up for milk. That's a lot of milk to come out, probably a lot more than I'm ever going to need. But hey, I'm pretty sure if it's not needed, they'll just deactivate themselves for me. So get to work, get massively trained up. And then. Yeah, I want you set up for vino. G for grapes. Lots of grapes. Wow, well, good on them. We'll just use that. Just throwing away all my money here. Dang it all. And now I'm going to want a warehouse to be storing both of these things in. Do I really, really want that though? A warehouse for raw materials seems a bit excessive. Well, doesn't matter, it's going in anyway. Here we go. Do I have a certain layout that I want for you? I think it's just going to be input, storage, and output. So I for input, S for storage, O for output. Yeah, man, getting all these hotkeys done just right. And I can't link them just yet. These things need to produce something first, I think. Link to my set. Yeah, I need them to produce something first. Alright, fair enough. So these guys are going to train up. We'll be getting on that milk and getting on that vino. What else was it that I was looking to do? I swear there was something else I wanted to research. Yeah, the different kinds of things they'll be producing under beverages. Jake, if you want to cut maintenance on 2 farms, you can grow a crop and raise livestock in 1 building. Yeah, I know, but I'd rather have them split up ahead of time, because doubtlessly I'm going to need a dedicated farm for each eventually. Just sounds like less work having to split a farm later on. More cost for me, straight up. Can't deny that, but I'll handle that. So I can import what I need to make cola. In that case... Where's the corn syrup come from, by the way? I'll just handle the costs, probably. Well, I'm not sure if it's better to import it to Lubeck to make or not. It might be better to set up the factory elsewhere. I'll see where these are and check the freight costs. In any case, I need to research wine, cola, and bottled milk tech. Tech doesn't matter so much for milk, matters a hell of a lot for cola though, which means 3 more of these. And hopefully, when it comes to available teams for beverages, there are a huge amount of people available to work from. It looks like there's plenty, so let's use the hidden duplicate button to duplicate you here. Oh, wow, I can duplicate you multi-times. Sweet. In that case, you are going to be working on those beverages for me. Start your R&D on cola for 2 years. Get a huge boost for that. Beverages, hire everyone you can. Your R&D is on wine for 2 years, because wine is the next in importance on tech. And then next up, hire a team for beverages, hire them all, and get to work on bottled milk. Now the question is, do I want to do grape juice? There's certainly going to be space and demand for grape juice. The troubling thing is that I would need citric acid for it. Citric acid needs lemons. Do I want to set that up now? I think so. Might as well get them all going. This is a lot of initial expense, and this could bite me in the bum, but let's just hope that it won't bite me in the bum. So again, let us use the hidden duplicate button here, and then have a team working on the beverages. This is the crummy team. Too bad for them. Here's your job. Figure out grape juice. And I will set up a farm for lemons. To that extent, maybe it would be a better idea to split you between grapes and lemons. Nah, let's just make another farm. Again, duplicate that. Here we go. And your job is not to grow that, but instead to grow lemons. Which sow in August, so I'm going to be using expenses on this for no good reason. Lemon, lemon, lemon. I got a funny story about lemons. It's a friend of mine, and we played this bizarre game of hiding lemons in each other's belongings and rooms to... I have no idea why it started, but it kept happening. Eventually, I bought him a nicely carved wooden lemon that I found in a store in Edinburgh. Not even a store, like someone had a stall for the whittling that they'd done. They had a lemon, and this guy, he doesn't tend to hold on to possessions like that. He likes to live out of a suitcase, but he still has that lemon, or at least he did last time I saw him. Maybe he just goes, oh Christ, Jake's coming back, I better keep the lemon out for him. Right, the training is all being done in these areas. The goods will go into here once they start being produced. This is looking good. Yeah, I've passed a whole year, of course I've unpaused. I'm still going to keep those saves rolling, so... Longplay 002, let's go. Jinx, we've been at this for an hour 20. Haven't done a lot, have we? Actually, we've done plenty. Look at that money coming in, that I like to see. Makes me want to pay off that loan of mine as swiftly as I can, so if we go to repay and we just pay back 20 million, I just do not want to be spending money on interest where I don't have to. Any plans to check out Dying Light 2? None at all. Dying Light 1 wasn't particularly great. Alright, it's a bit of a slow burn on the tech here. 2 years until I'm going to have something competitive, but I will have them. And then I'm going to set up supermarkets in every city and be selling my drinks and my drugs. I do wish there was a third thing I could make. There would certainly be room for selling another batch of items, but hey-ho. Don't forget to warehouse the lemons. Well, I can't actually link these things until it's produced, so we got some milk coming in, lucky us. But if I want input, storage, output, then I need the lemons to actually be produced. And we're still waiting on the growing season. July and August. I waited too long on those, but I didn't know what we were going to do, so sucks to be us. Now, I would like to keep an eye on my firms and make sure everything is actually selling. There's not a lot of demand for silver necklaces, leading me to wonder if I should be reducing the price to be more competitive. I absolutely will, because the city average is so much better. What else isn't doing so hot? Oh, you might wonder what's making me look at these things. I'm looking at this when I hover over it, and it shows all 9 goods that are being sold in this general store. And what I'm really looking for is the yellow bar versus the orange bar to the left of each product. Yellow is the amount of product, the supply. The orange bar is the demand. And if my supply exceeds my demand, I probably need to be more competitive. So I need to check out my cameras, and I certainly need to check out my frozen meats there. So, check through the floors here. What's the problem here? Actually, what really is the problem? Maybe somebody else is crushing me in on the market. So I'm going to try to outprice them quite aggressively. Same with the chewing gum. Let's just bring that price down, make our quality really high. And here we have the opposite problem. So I'm going to increase the price of our leather jackets. There's a lot of demand for it and not a lot of supply of it, so we'll have more. And down here, these cameras. Yeah, my cameras are not competitive, so we're going to have a 10% off sale on them. Soon that'll be my milk. I can't wait. Okay, so that does it for you. What about this store here? All I see here are places that I could be increasing price. Now, this is micro, and you might be looking at it going, oh my god, this kind of micro looks like a real pain. Shortly into the game, you hire somebody to do this for you. As soon as this becomes more than you really want to manage yourself, you pay somebody several $1,000,000 a year and they do it for you. Several $1,000,000 is a significant amount of my revenue, so I'd rather not be spending that. For now, I don't have a problem doing this myself. Wow, my TVs are too competitive. I should be making more money off of them. Same with my yogurt. When did my yogurt become so competitive? Probably a change that I made and I overswung it too hard. What do we have here? My bigger problem is when there's not enough demand. If there's too much demand, then fine, it's still making me money. But overall, looks fine. Could certainly be optimized, but I'm not going to bother optimizing right now. Brand strategy is sharing brand, but not corporate. I find that to be the best one. I'm sure there's a way to make corporate better. I can imagine if you have confidence in the quality of your goods, corporate is just easy money. Can you buy seaports and airports? I don't think so. Again, what happened to the seaport? Why can I not see it anymore? Is there like a hotkey to make them appear again? There's Control C for those things. Maybe there's a Control something else. Oh god, I shouldn't be pressing too many buttons. I'm not sure if you can build new seaports. It'd be kind of overpowered if you just fill everything up with seaports. But maybe when we become mayor, we'll be able to see if that's an option. I didn't check it out fully before. I've had that before, says Pandy. Might be a bug. I think it's more likely that there's a hotkey I've pressed that makes the seaports go away like that. But I don't know what it would be. Control F makes everything small. Yeah, no idea. Although, just in case, I could always save my game. Where's number 2? There's Longplay 2. And quit out to the... Whoa. Quit out to the main menu and load the game again, see if they magically appear. No, they don't, so I'm certain there's a hotkey I've pressed. God knows which one. Alright. Soon we'll have those lemons going, one can only hope. I don't really want to be selling anything until I have the tech to do it better. Although, all the goods are available, right? We will be shifting them, so why not? Why not just do it? Let's get those factories going. Large factories for large amounts of drugs. I don't know if building factories increases the price of land or not. Let's find out. Let's buy a little plot of land. How big's the factory again? Is it 3 by 3 or whatever? Buy both of these. No change in market value. And if I build a large factory here, the market value goes up. Right. Important lesson there. Buy your land before you set down factories. Oh man, that is actually going to be a bit tedious. What a shame. I need more money for my factories though. Hopefully the bank is willing to give me more money. Right, tell you what, the Hansa, you're a generous god. I'm going to borrow every penny I can out of you. I'm going to use that money to repay all that I owe. Wait, what? There we go. I'm going to use that to repay all of the money that I owe Randy's random thingamajiggers, and I'll just enjoy your... the interest rate isn't great, but I'll take that. And with that, I can buy this land. And then I can set up my factories, 3 of them for drugs. Although I should have considered the import price of drugs here, because I don't know where... Well, there's the plastic. The plastic comes straight in from there. That's all the reason I need to use this as my drugs place. I can import the cough syrup from elsewhere. Well, it wasn't cough syrup, but it was that high fructose stuff, I'm sure. Right. Now, if I slam down a couple of factories... Oh, the land value actually went down. But it also went up. Suspicious. Maybe too many factories and people don't like it? Ah well, I'm not going to think about this further. I won't bother with a micro. It's good that it doesn't work, because I didn't want to micro that stuff out. So, this will be a production facility for our drugs. We will get those, and we can do all of them straight away. We will have one set up for cold pills, one for cough syrup, and one for headache pills. And those are all going to go into a factory. I think I want a separate factory that takes in finished products, and I'll keep this for raw products and perhaps even mids. So, can we input the lemons yet? My stuff? No, just milk there. Okay, what a shame. Well, I'll wait until these guys actually finish a product first. Do you plan to advertise from the warehouse? Yeah, I think I will. Because that way I can have my advertising that isn't at my retail store, and it won't cloud the figures on how much my retail stores make. I'm also going to set up somebody to look after these things shortly, because I find I very quickly hit the limit of how much micro I'm willing to do. Alright, so we got some headache pills coming out already. Great, and they're sad because I can't put it to anywhere. So let's dupe this warehouse. Just slam it right here. And you will not take milk, you will take cough syrup, cold pills, and headache pills. How do I need a naming convention for my warehouses and things, or else I'm going to be doing a huge amount of it. Nah, forget it. Forget it. I don't think the naming convention is that important, because you can see the goods in them. In fact, this is a pretty good naming convention it gives you already. Your own name, what the building is, the number, the place that it is. Pretty well thought out, honestly. So, you are going to be taking all those in and putting them out. Can you really not link up to the others yet? No, okay. Might be a good idea to start my factory for bottled milk then, since that's something I can make already. So you are going to be under beverages for bottled milk. And once you're operational, this place will get an extra floor. Well, put it in right now, and that will be another input, storage, and output. Good. I'll sort advertising once I have a bit of stock in there. Surely, as a master of capitalism, fighting in the gladiatorial arena of financial combat, the Domination soundtrack would be appropriate. No, this kind of game needs elevator music, in my opinion. I even tried playing the Europa and Crusader Kings soundtrack, but they're too bombastic for this. Needs to be something you can zone out to. At least that's my opinion, but on that kind of matter, my opinion is what matters. Right, we got some bottled milk then? There we go. So, like I said, I want to do my advertising from here, so we're going to link up to whatever's available, best bang for buck, and that's the newspapers. People read the newspapers here in Lubeck, it seems. So, we'll be advertising on that bottled milk. Wait, where do I set that again? There's somewhere that I set it. Also, I am absolutely not into being a wholesaler, so this is internal sale only. And I want to internal sale at my own cost. Right, where is that advertising going again? He can't remember, although he does realise he should be having these people doing max training. Yeah, I considered RimWorld again. Once this music tires on me, which will probably be at the end of today's stream, I'll look into other music for this. Oh, right, I'm looking right at it. That's the advertising budget right there. Now I need to get my brand going, and there's no reason not to just do this as soon as possible. Advertise, advertise, advertise. And even though it doesn't matter so much for milk, I need it to be outputted before I can advertise it, I think. There we go. Advertise. Training, 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 training. Huge overheads, and I'm massively in debt to the bank, but that's okay. And I shouldn't be doing this building by building. I should be going to HR and saying, apply that to all my firms. Train everybody as hard as you can. Good thing I got some dosh coming in for this. Right, so the milk comes in. Can I link you up yet with my... Oh jeez, come on guys, farm those grapes for me. Okay, they're just sowing right now, and you haven't even started sowing yet. Well, I might as well set up the supermarkets, because those drugs need to start hitting the market and get early market dominance. So, that means it's time for us to set up a few supermarkets. Unfortunately, supermarkets are 3x3 and are going to cost me a fat stack of cash to set down everywhere I do set them down. Doesn't change the fact that they got to go somewhere, and that somewhere needs to have pretty good customer traffic index. This looks like a really good area. 48 there. 48 is quite promising. Yeah, hard to say no to 48. So I'm going to set you down. I'm going to start adding my goods here. Maybe I should put in a... I'm going to make a design and save it, because I'm going to be using pretty much the same design everywhere, I think, which is purchasing in the center and sales on both sides. The only time that I don't think I would do that is a good that doesn't sell much. Something like jewelry or cars. But for things like drugs, everybody wants those drugs. So link it up. Now this is a little troublesome. I always want it to be from warehouses, and that means I have to look at this to check if it's warehouse or factory. Is there not, like, something here that just filters for... There we go, warehouse only. Oh, nice. Nice, I'll generally always want to have them warehouse only. Excuse me. Cold pills. Cough syrup. Maybe I could do with some of that myself. Let me grab a quick drink. Ninjin, I think you make some pretty excellent suggestions there. If you could link me up with them, I'd be much obliged. A whisper is probably the easiest way for me not to miss it. So cold pills, cough syrup, headache pills. I'm going to add another floor to this place. And I'm going to add another purchaser with 2 sellers. Because, you know, what better to wash down medicine with than a nice tall glass of bottled milk, which is probably not very competitive because my quality of it's really bad. So I'm going to price it low to make up for that. In fact, Why don't I just get someone to do that for me by now? I think they're an operations officer. Let's look for a candidate. Looking for expertise. And I'm looking for somebody who knows retail, because retail's what you're going to be doing. Sadly, Doc Spangler already works as the CEO of Andromeda, so I'm not going to be getting him. Shitatsu Sho is quite good at retailing. I will strongly consider him. Penultimo is good at retailing. Tyr is pretty poor at it. That must be why she gets Reset to do it. Linkark, the Maze Master. Henry of Skalitz! He's phenomenally good at retailing. I think I want Henry of Skalitz. Venkos is alright. Foreverlona's pretty good. Jake Blues is great, but again, he's a CEO. He wouldn't be interested in working for me. Alright, we gotta have him. Henry of Skalitz. How much do you demand to work for me, Henry? How do I actually go to asking for him? Here we go. Hire Chief Operation Officer. He demands 7 million annually from me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not modest, but here you go. I need you to focus on market share right now. I don't care about freight. Never sell below cost. Actually, sometimes you want to do that to really squeeze out the market share, so I'm not going to tell him to never do that. Don't look for better suppliers, please. Low supply tolerance. I don't even know what that means. He doesn't look for better supplies anyway, so this probably isn't important. Look for better product? No, don't do that. Always prefer ordering from warehouses. Internal sale. Always enable internal sale. Sell at cost. You can change training, R&D, and advertising budgets. I don't know when you would, though. Hopefully you just don't. Right, there's your job. Now, something that I failed to do previously, but now I know how to do, is to go to a retail place, and then I go here, and I say that Henry of Skalitz has all new retail stores, frankly every firm I do, and I give him everything right now. I wonder if that means he gets my R&D as well. He does! I'm a little worried that he might change my R&D. I mean, how can I not trust that look at him? But no, do not. That's the problem. I was wondering why I was having weird R&D projects when I had this before. He should not do that. The one thing I want to do is manage R&D. He can change training and advertising, but not R&D. He just gave everything away for free. Would be a good way to get market share. Very expensive way of getting market share. Alright, I dare to say we got that sorted. Hopefully I can start building up a brand around my milk and such. Right, I'm still waiting on these farms to grow. Harvesting in December, so we've got a few months to wait. I'm going to pay off some of my loan right now, I think. We'll repay... Not all of it, mind. I need some for myself, but there you go. Keep 15 mil on hand. Not liking that immediate loss that I made here. What's that coming from? Come on, pump it away. Henry, don't... Oh my god, Henry! I hired you to make money, not throw all my money away. It'd be very funny if he's making changes that are just costing me everything. Maybe he did decide to start selling below cost. It'd be very funny. I said he can change advertising. Maybe he's actually spending a ton on advertising. Doesn't look like he is. Where's my money going, though? Operational overhead has gone through the roof. Well, to be fair, a lot of my industries aren't online, so we're waiting for those goods to be made. By the way, if you are looking at this game and thinking, Core, that looks interesting, I wouldn't mind grabbing it myself. I do have a link to get 20% off. It's not affiliated or anything, the devs just gave me this and said if anybody's interested in buying it, here's 20% off. So There you go. I'll post that in chat. Right, I'm a little concerned about how I'm not making money right now, but surely things will sort themselves out. They don't look very sorted out though. Come on, Henry, as soon as I put you in charge, we've stopped making money. What could that mean, huh? Also, why are we not advertising my milk? It was quite important that I advertise... Oh, that's raw milk, though. Oh, right, that'll be what's doing it. I'm spending $1 gazillion on advertising. 2 million each month, in fact, on advertising my milk and drugs. However, that's going to be fine if I can hit max level brand on my drugs. I'm certainly getting a lot of market share for it. That's good. Also, I only built one supermarket. I wanted to build a lot more than one supermarket. Damn, we're not going to get market dominance like that. We're going to need that loan back out. Financial actions, go back to the Hansa, go back and borrow every penny they've got. Yoink. And now I want to... Actually, are we done with any of these goods yet? No, still not done with it. Where's that supermarket of mine? That's my supermarket. It's all set up nicely, so let's just duplicate you. So we got Lubeck. Now let's sell in Brasilia. 54, 51, 59, 18, 69. 69 is good. 75 is better. Harder to get though. So there you go. Brings in the same things, sells the same things. Duplicate it again. If you hold down shift, you don't need to go into looking at that, but I wanted to make sure it was working fine. Chengdu. 36. Whoa. 78. And then over in Vancouver. Nice thing about the multi-floors setup is you don't have to spam so many shops to sell as many goods as you need to do. I like that change. I was ambivalent towards it at first, and now I realize it's pretty good. 45 over there. The land doesn't cost an arm and a leg. 57 over here, though. Yoink. So there we go. Now bringing in all of that. Hopefully make even more money. Even more money. Look at those losses. Holy moly. That's dangerous stuff. These losses are getting a little bit insane, Henry. Come on. Don't make me cut back on my advertising. I should probably take a little bit of a look at that. How are we on our branding? Brand rating for drugs is almost maxed out, so he's probably going to lower it so that we just maintain it at 100. Jake, how are you going to advertise outside of Lubeck? I'll do the advertising in the shops outside of Lubeck, but I think there's a bit of spillover. I hope there's a bit of spillover. Yeah, good point though. Yeah, probably have to do the advertising in the stores outside of Lubeck then. Maybe Henry should care about profit. No, market dominance first. We can handle the losses right now, especially since hopefully these advertising budgets are going to be going down. Yeah, I could set up warehouses elsewhere. Could certainly do that, and then the warehouses could operate the advertising for me. Oh, we got the grapes, right? So I can link you up with my. We have the grapes, right? Yeah, there we go. So link Cap King current. Because warehouse only is on. Bring in the grapes. You guys are still working on the lemons. A little worried about the costs going on here. Henry's able to shift the prices. I wonder how my supermarkets are going to be operating then. We have got more supply than demand, especially on that milk. Why is the milk such a problem? The overall city average for milk is amazingly good. So I'm surprised Henry hasn't adjusted this to be more competitive. Our brand is great, but our quality is nowhere near as good, and people care about... Ouch, cost plus freight is that high? But that's because some of this stuff wasn't being sold at cost. I did tell him he could sell below... Never sell below cost. Okay, so we can sell below cost. Come on, we need to be competitive. That milk market won't make itself. There we go. I need to clear out this stock. It thinks that that old stock costs so much. And there we go. Now the demand should start rising. Well, trying to rise. Scary stuff. By the way, don't I have a store that's already selling imported milk? I need to do away with that. Need to be selling our own milk, not someone else's milk. Although the quality of this imported milk is too damn good, it's going to be hard to compete with. But we'll get our own quality up, and we'll get our own branding in. In fact, I could even link that to my own milk now. Yeah, from the Cap King warehouse. Certainly cheaper, and it's got the brand behind it. Yeah, let's do it that way then. Still worried about these massive losses that I'm eating constantly. We need to get our industry rolling, and I will probably need to cut back on advertising real soon. It's all done in Lübeck. It's nice and easy to remember that. The grapes are in. Are the grapes waiting here? They are, so I can set up a new factory for making wine. Factory, large factory, Kerchunk, product of vino. Set it up. And that means you're going to take in that wine once it's ready. This makes lemons. I'm going to have to make a lemon thingamajigger factory too. The freight costs through the seaports are rough. Yeah, it might be a bit rough. Oh, I really need to turn these losses around. I'm confident I will, though. Most of that loss is just the enormous amount that I'm spending on advertising. And hopefully Henry's going to stop that spending on advertising. Look, we maxed it out, Henners. Oh god, what if the AI is not set up for changing advertising on built-in advertising units? That would be a scary thought. I'll drop it down. Our advertising's pretty damn good already. Just in Lübeck, though. But it does look like you get knock-on effects from the advertising. Henry went to the School of Baronomics for his education. It's unfair to blame Henry for everything, but I will blame Henry for everything. Input, storage, output, linky, and get us that wine. And then I'll be able to sell wine in all those supermarkets. Where are we at though? That's general store, supermarket. Here we go. So we add another thing in for purchasing and selling, not saving, selling. I don't know why S is a hotkey for save when you're in something like this. But there we go. Now we're selling off that wine. And we got some good quality on it. Very competitive quality. I hope Henry... Look at that. Look at the markup on the wine. We make it for under $2. We sell it for over $15. And we can sell it for a lot more. A hell of a lot more. Right. This means that all of my supermarkets need to be bringing in that wine. Purchase in and sell off my wine. Warehouse only, of course. All cities, I suppose. As long as it comes from my own warehouse. There we go. Curiously, that last place did take it from the warehouse, right? Of course it does. Chengdu, you too. Purchase in and sell. Oh, I think Henry automatically set up that purchasing in of wine. Because I didn't set that. He needs to set... Ooh, wow, he's setting that price way high. As he should, clever man, Henry. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't be buying in frozen pork. Henry, no. No, no, no. Stop that. I wonder if Henry did that, or if I somehow did that by accident. Well, whatever the case, that wine is immediately turning around our financial situation. By the way, when's that loan due? 5 years, so I got plenty of time on it. Should be okay. I really enjoy your capitalism videos. Keep it up, says Pulsar. You know what? I enjoy making them a whole lot. And I reckon as I get better at this game, which I hope I do eventually, I'll be able to make a whole lot more with different ways of playing it. Because right now I'm dipping my fingers into a lot of different pies, and I'm starting off with a lot of budget and a bunch of cities. It'd be fun to do something like I can only operate in one city, or a real rags to riches where I only start out with, I don't know, like 10 million instead of 100 million. Okay, I'd really like that other industry operational now, Lubeck. What is taking so long? Hold on, why am I not making cola? I have everything I need to make cola, don't I? Big mistake on my part. Right, factory, large factory. Down you go. Make me cola. Yeah, we've had the goods for forever. Set it up. Should be able to produce cola pretty much straight away. Yeah, there we go. And this warehouse has input, storage, and output. And I link you up with the... not warehouse only this time. Where's my cola? Well, actually, I can just type in call and get... oh, Moss Morris's own cola, of course. We don't like that. We don't like that at all. Now let's go to our supermarkets once more, and now add in a new line. Purchase, sell, and sell. And this time we link it up with warehouse only cola. Lovely. I would like to get advertising on that better, though. Making money is relatively easy. The hard part is to chew up all your competition. Sometimes it's simply impossible. This is what we expect of you. I am very excited at the prospect of chewing up my competition, especially since it involves people that have been submitted from the chat, including some chat members themselves. I thought it would be all chat members. I didn't think people would be interested in putting in other characters, but it turns out that interests people even more than expected. Fair enough, though. I mean, the floor was open to them. They can do as they please. Right, not general store, only supermarkets. Purchase in, sell, and link up with our own cola. Alright, that should do wonders for the profit margin. We've been losing multi-million for a long time now. Although doing even more advertising like this is probably going to hurt too. I'm really starting to wonder if Henry has the ability to change my advertising budget, because it doesn't feel like this has been changed at all. You missed 2 sales blocks, Jake. Where? Aha. Thank you. Good call, though. I wouldn't have noticed that for a long time, I dare say. There's a checkbox for COO. Change advertising isn't there. It is there. It absolutely is there. And he is allowed to change the advertising budget. Maybe what I need is a chief marketing person. I'm hesitant to have a candidate that's going to cost me yet more multi-millions. I mean, I can do this manually, can't I? All advertising units set to about 100,000. Alright, there we go. So, okay, finally the lemons are in. I can input with my lemons and then start making citric acid. Build factory, large factory. Here you are, and you make. It's a mid product. What's the term for mid product in here? Semi product. And citric acid is at the very top. This is almost certainly going to be an overproduction of citric acid, but hey ho. Comes in from the farm? No, it should be coming in from the factory. Don't tell me these guys aren't taking it from the factory either. Purchase, milk, supplier. It's coming in from the farm, don't do that. How do I... Oh right, of course I should be going link. And then I should be saying warehouses only, friendo. Dang. Oh well, no big deal. Link. And link. You're okay because that's all import stuff anyway. As for you though, those lemons need to come in from my lemon warehouse. That way I can keep a better track on the pricing. Well, I might be wrong about that, but it's still how I'm doing it. You should research citric acid as well. I don't think citric acid is a particularly important thing when it comes to the value of a good. Still though, citric acid is being made, which means I can make my grape juice, right? Of course it is. 50% of the quality is based on the raw material quality, so the low quality of my citric acid is going to be overshadowed by the quality of the grapes and potentially the glass. Don't know what the quality of the glass is. Although I can check, can't I? Wine. Wine is made from this glass. The supplier shows a pretty good quality, 74 quality on the glass. I'll be using that for some time. So last one here, build us up a nice large factory. And this factory makes beverage, grape juice, go. And your purchase of... Right, that mid product. Should it go into here? Should it just come straight out of here? I always like to have a backlog in these things. But raw materials feels more right to have here. Should I have a separate warehouse for mids? It's just easier to keep track of that way. It's not like warehouses are expensive. So warehouse, again, same thing. So storage here, input here, output here. And you are going to link up for citric acid. Investment in setting these up early. It's probably dividends later on, one can only assume. Keep that training up. I haven't been looking at my training, have I? And I think I need to wait for you to actually get some. I keep hitting spacebar to unpause the game. Spacebar is not unpause. I don't even know what spacebar is, but it ain't unpause. So you making your grape juice. You should be bringing in your grapes from a warehouse, and your citric acid from the warehouse, and your other grapes from that other warehouse. There we go. And now I want for you to be also... I'll need a new floor on you. God, this is costing me so much money. Input, storage, output, and you're going to link it up to... Not a warehouse, but this is my grape juice, right? Where are you at? Grape juice from the factory. Excellent. And now I can go to my supermarkets and add grape juice to what they do. I hope O isn't for pausing. That's exclusively for otating. He otates it, for sure. Okay, again, more expense on building extra floors, but... Sale, purchase, link. Hey, gets it. Unfortunately, I bet you're linking from the factory, not the warehouse. There you go. I should be doing this when paused, otherwise Henry of Scallops suddenly starts doing things for me. And I don't always want him to. Shouldn't he have a preference for getting from warehouses? I'll need to check that after I finish setting these up. Purchase, sale, and link up with you. And purchase, sale. I'm getting real patrician vibes from this, just from the flow of the game. Will there be additional drugs or products when time moves on? Some products get researched, mostly technological ones. If you want lots and lots of goods, you want to run with the mod real world. But I'm not running with that. Maybe someday I will. I think I want to get my head around the initial set of supply chains before I jump into that, though. These are losing me money. Well, actually, that's weird. Why would there be 95% occupancy rate here and 0 here? Vancouver people are strange. That's all I can put it down to. Okay, Lubeck. I am so deep in debt right now. I hope you're going to turn around into... Yeah, how much in debt am I? About $200 million. We don't have a lot of money coming in. I would have hoped for a lot more by now. To be fair, well, cost of sales, operating revenue. Operating revenue looks quite alright. Loan interest is kind of killing me. The objective in this one is to defeat all of the goals in King of Capitalism. It's going to give me more sub-goals as time goes on. But hey, we have complete control of our corporation at least. Alright, there's not as much demand for my drugs as I was hoping for. Perhaps I'm overproducing them, but as long as Henry of Scallots can price them accordingly, then we'll be okay. I think I need to get on my my advertising a bit better. At this point I should be looking at my products to see how they're performing. Massive branding on you, which is good. But Henry of Scouts can change advertising budget, can't he? I'm really starting to think that the AI cannot change the new kind of advertising that's been put in the game, because I don't think I've seen him change it at all. Well, I'm really going to knock down the advertising budget because it's costing me so much. Like this has 0 advertising on it. You'd think he'd put some in. And these... Wow, there's no advertising on that. Did I put... No, because I don't put advertising in the shops. I didn't even link this with a... Oh no, it has a linked media. Did I advertise anything here? Perhaps not. Henry looks like he not only sells drugs, but also participates in their QA. He's just a happy chappy. Can't hate him for that now, can we? Like, these have their, like, 100-odd thousand... 100... that's strange. Why wasn't that set? Set all your budgeting unit... I'm really starting to think this isn't looped in with the new advertising stuff. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm that wrong. It used to be that you would set up a unit here specifically for advertising, but with the latest experimental stuff they put it into built-in advertising units. But this isn't changing, despite me saying it should have changed centrally. And that's me wasting money on brand that's maxed out. Ooh, I don't like that. Does it work if you use explicit units? Not sure what you mean by explicit units. You don't type in the number here. Let's kill all the advertising for that. There we go. Now I should have 0 being spent on advertising. Aren't they all the same brand? If so, only advertise one drug. The amount that you spend is all that matters when it comes to advertising. So if I spend $500,000 on just my headache pills, it's the same as putting $250,000 on both headache pills and cough syrup. And putting in $500,000 is 5 times better than putting in 100,000. Or so I've read from people who have looked into the game a lot more than me. In any case, the situation has really turned around, maybe due to not spending so much on advertising anymore. But I need to keep an eye on my products and make sure they're all being nice and profitable for me. So I want products that I have trade sales in. Light blue is my market share. I am taking the fight on Coca-Cola, that's okay. I'm dominating on cold pills, cough syrup, And headache pills, a little bit of competition there, but we will smother it. Grape juice, could be better. Why is it not better? Probably just means I'm not shipping enough out of it there. Same with the wine. Are you really telling me that there's a demand for wine so high that I'm not clarting it? This requires explanation. Might just be that the wine demand is absurdly high. Or it might be that I haven't been adding wine everywhere. No, there's my wine. It's just that demand is high. Well, when demand is high, boot up those prices. We're currently selling... what percentage markup is that? It costs us $1.78 to produce a bottle of wine in Lübeck, and we're selling it for $19.74. It's a little close to home, doesn't it? I like it though. Yeah, that money situation has turned around massively. No, it's not 110% NAFL. We have become Systembolaget. Okay, best to consider how we're doing in another location like Brasilia though. These stores here probably, they're just set up to run to make me money on imports until it's no longer going to make me money. Then I'll switch out these general stores to do something else for me. I might even get rid of them and put down another 2x2 retail store. Don't know what exactly is 2x2 though. Computer stores? Too big. Jewelry shop? Oh yeah, getting in on the jewelry market would be pretty swell. Nice. Lübeck, how's the throughput on all these farms? I bet they don't have that much to do. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting full up of milk and grapes and things. But that's alright, it'll get sold, the quality will get better. What's the quality at right now, anyway? 30 on the grapes. 48 on the milk. Oh man, that trading budget needs to be sky high. I wonder if that's Henry. Is Henry altering the training budget? Because I want training to be maxed out. Change training budget? No. HR? Training budget? Maximum. Maximum everywhere. I don't know if there's an upper limit to how good or how well trained your people can be. But I think I want it maxed out. Then again, Henry might know better. He probably does know better. I don't really know how training works that well. But look at this, unless everybody's got their big stars on it, let's see. Ah, no, there's experience level. I don't know if that has an upper cap, but I think we should have this set to maxed out for everywhere. Can't be that expensive, can it? God, look, I'm almost turning over 100 million and it's only 1993. So we've only been through 3 years. God, well, holy crivens, what in the world did we do to make that much money? Well, something is selling like crazy. And I'm all the happier to hear that, because I've got a lot of loan to take care of. Can I not repay, like, most of that right now, please? Well, that's not most, but... Is there anything I want to set up right now? Because I'm not opposed to just taking out more loans to build up more industries so that I have more money to pay off more loans with. Training costs money and it maxes out at 9. Thank you, Pulsar. I wish I could tell Henry I want my training, you know, spend training until people are maxed out, but it seems all he can do is change training budget. Maybe that's down to his skills. Yeah, he has no skill at training, so maybe he's not very good at managing that. And perhaps he's not very good at managing the marketing either. Not paying off the high interest loan? Are they different levels of interest? Oh my, right, this one is far higher interest than the other. In that case, I should definitely be... Oh, what's going on here? Hey, our R&D is finally done. The quality of our goods is going to go way up. And I see no reason not to continue teching up and all of that. So I'll just ignore all of those pop-ups that we got. Yeah, good point. I should be paying off the highest... The interest rate's pretty low right now, so of course I should borrow as much as I can. And then pay off this exorbitant loan. Pay off as much of that loan as I can. And then repay as much of the one that I just took out as I can. And pay off... Yeah, we're there. There we go. Now I've got a much better interest rate on a tidier sum of dosh. Refinancing, that's right. In the real world, don't you get charged for paying off debt early? I feel like you do. Again, I don't have a lot of financial experience. I'm seriously wondering what's happening this month. Why are we making so much money? I suppose it's boom time in Lubeck. Hopefully that's not pushing up wages too high. Good. It's 1% for me, says Anon. Well, good lord, look at that money. What is happening? Last month... I don't know, but something's making me fat stacks of cash. Well, why oppose it? Money is money. I do like money. It's the loan. Is that really the loan? If that were true, it would go straight down for me having sold it. Henry acquiring the church silver. Okay, well, this I like. There's still plenty of demand for the goods that we're importing, and those will go away as other people figure out how to make other decent goods, but what else do I want to be doing? My supermarkets are pretty much full up. There's only 2 slots left in them, although those are 2 slots that I could still use if I wanted to make something. The question is what I would make, though. Can you sell cigarettes in a supermarket? Because 2 slots could be cigars and cigarettes if I wanted to get in on that. And I don't think I'd mind getting in on that. So, Manufacturers Guild... Is there a specific one for cigarettes? Tobacco products. And tobacco can be imported, so can paper. And they actually don't care so much about the... Well, actually, material quality is pretty big on cigars. What is that even showing me? Here we go. They cannot be sold in supermarkets, but they can be sold in general stores. Worth considering making all my ciggies. Would like to know a bit more about the prices of them, though. What am I looking for? Tobacco. Everybody's getting in on that because everyone can import tobacco products. But I bet if I made this myself, I could make some fat stacks of cash. So I just set up a factory for making cigarettes and cigars. And I'll take something out that isn't worth a lot of money in my general stores, put them in, smash the advertising on, and then I will just straight up dominate the uncontested tobacco market. But I might want to set up a tobacco farm so that I can make my own better quality tobacco. Paper, nah, but... Actually, how do we make paper? Manufacturer's Guide, semi-product. Paper is made from timber. A lot of things are made from timber. Don't really think I want to... I think I'd rather just import paper for my ciggies. Cigars and cigarettes take the same ingredients. You're right, so I would get a nice synergy if I produced my own paper and tobacco. Alright, well, as usual, that's for Lubeck to worry about. Farmer Guide. Tell me about tobacco. Sows in November, so building it now would be a waste of time and money. But I will forget it if I don't do it now, so let's build up one farm. It's only cost me 100,000 to build it up now and forget about it. One farm. This farm will be making tobacco. I wish I could just set the warehouse to take it in now rather than having to wait for it to be done, but it will eventually be done. Whee! Liking that money coming in. Oh my goodnesses. The boom times are good for me, that's for sure. Last month, net profit after tax, 12 million. Still going to take a fair few of those months to pay off my staggeringly large loan, though. And I do have to ask myself if I want to... Oh, right, I should be doing R&D. Also, I should be maxing training out on this new farm. I'm worried about the advertising. I'm really worried about the advertising. Henry doesn't seem to be touching it. And he does have control of the advertising budget, so I don't know why he's not doing it. This is why I strongly suspect that this isn't tied in with the AI yet. Let's check out... What am I checking out? Brand. Why do you need advertising if brand is maximized? Yeah, true enough, it is maxed out. So I'm going to be interested if, when I get my cigarettes going, he would advertise that. Yeah, maybe he knows what he's doing and he's keeping it low for me, which would be very nice. Brand loyalty isn't so high, but that will be built up. Alright. Where does wood come? Oh, wait, forget wood. I can just import the paper straight from here. Maybe I won't care about the paper. Its quality is only 51, though. It's not the best paper in the world. Sometimes it's not worth it to control all of these industries. I'll just buy in the paper over to here and make a load of ciggies. But I need to wait about a year for the tobacco to be ready. Oh, no I don't. I can start making the tobacco already, can't I? Yes I can. Factory, large factory, right here. And you will be set up to make... It's the same stuff for both, right? Yeah. One for ciggies. And another factory for cigars. Attempting to find a supplier. He told me tobacco was available. I could have sworn it said it was available. Oh, no, that icon means it's not available. Whoops. Oh well, I'm sure they'll figure it out soon enough. Anyway, get that training up. Hang on, is Henry of Scallops reducing the training that I'm setting? No, he doesn't appear to be. Oh well, looks like I'll have to wait a year for this to be ready. Hopefully those factories aren't costing me too much to operate. I'll just let time pass for now, though. Henry of Scallops wants a raise of $500,000. Well, I have little reason to deny him, especially since my own profits are going through the roof here. Longtime YouTube scrub says, Jordalini, happy to catch you live. Well, welcome. Currently the entertainment here is me forgetting that I don't have access to tobacco, but we're getting on that. And we are paying off that staggeringly large loan, because I don't want to pay that staggeringly large interest. The question is, how are we doing stock-wise against all of our competitors? Where's that under stock exchange? Okay, we have gone to the moon compared to others. Now this is why I bought up my shares when they were $10 each. I would have to pay 33 times that to get control of my own company now, and I don't want to. The real trick, I think, will be knowing when to sell my stock. But even then, it's hard to buy it back, isn't it? Can you buy stock if somebody else owns it? Can you offer to buy it? I don't know. I do not know. Doesn't look like anyone's able to buy mine, so... You can check the production of grape juice. I think you have a bottleneck. They're not shipping enough, they're not producing enough. The retail stores were undersupplied, and so was the warehouse. I can believe that. And there's still a bit of time until the tobacco is ready, isn't it? Yeah, harvests in March. Okay, let's have a look-see. We're certainly oversupplying milk, lemons, and grapes, and we oversupply citrus. But grape juice we don't supply enough of. So let's look at our grape juice factory. I think it's just that we don't supply enough of it. There's plenty of ingredients here. Yeah, these people are working flat out to produce it, so we just straight up want more grape juice out there, which is quite nice. It means I can just go here. I'm surprised people want so much grape juice. Duplicate it, slam it down, and hopefully this works exactly the same. Brings in the grapes from our warehouse, the citric acid from our warehouse, more grapes from our warehouse, makes it, and out it goes. I think that was the thing that drove up your profits, by the way, what, the overwhelming demand for grape juice. I'm not sure I've ever had grape juice. It doesn't sound very nice. But grapefruit juice, now that's a different story. Love grapefruits. Went through a phase about a year ago where I just bought bags of grapefruits. Spent about an hour in the kitchen trying out different methods of peeling them. Eventually ended up with boxes of grapefruits, and I went, yep, that's grapefruits for most of summer. I don't think they lasted 3 days. Oh, God, I love grapefruit. Nice thing about a decadent lifestyle is occasionally you can just want something and indulge yourself. Doesn't appear to be any demand for my grape juice here. The sales aren't working at all. Why are you not getting that grape juice? Oh, hold on. The grape juice would need another input here from that other warehouse. So I would need warehouse input, link it to my own warehouse of, not warehouse, my own supplier. And that'll be the later one, so factory 11. And then link that up. And now it should come on in. There we go, they'll be working flat out to take the grape juice out of the factory, throw it into the storage, and hopefully we'll be able to batter down the demand. Yeah, I noticed your whisper there, Ninja, and I'll check it out after the stream. Hi Master, I come to serve, says Leo Lemax. You come in with that attitude and you won't be doing any serving around here except for timeout time. Okay. Well, I was hoping I'd suddenly start making fat stacks of cash on my grape juice, having sorted that out. But oh no, the profits still look good, but we're still in a boom here. Is everywhere in a boom? Wow, everywhere is booming, probably due to all my juice. Now, let's give them the real boom, the boom of tobacco. We need to add ourselves a new floor onto this warehouse of raw ingredients. And again, input, storage, output. And you'll be linked up with Tob for tobacco. Wait, someone else is making cigarettes. I'm gonna have a fight on my hands. Also, I forgot to start researching how to make good cigarettes, so I'll have to fight them on the pricing. So in comes the tobacco, and now you'll be able to let's see, hopefully, there we go. Hopefully you can now be told to source your tobacco from my warehouse. Same with you, tobacco, warehouse. They're going to make those cigars, and the cigars can come into here. Actually, I'm going to need another warehouse for this because the grape juice went and ate up some of my space. Fair enough, though. Warehouse, large warehouse. Just dunk it down next to it, why not? Plenty of warehouses needed. I'm going to want to do some advertising around here. Again, newspapers are pretty good for it. Input storage, I don't know why I just don't import this, it's a lot easier than anything else really. Link up, not with tobacco, but CI. Just to see, have we not made any cigarettes yet? Yeah, look at all those cigarettes. Input, link. Where are my cigarettes? Oh, because I'm on warehouses again. Ciggies. Wait, were those my own ciggies? Yes, they were. And cigars from Cap King Factory. There we go. In and out, no mucking about. And now I want to go to all of my general stores and make sure that they are selling my ciggies. This one can do purchasing, sales, link it up. Henry of Skalitz is not... Ah, damn it, Henry of Skalitz. It's not what I need. Again, I need to do this paused, otherwise Henry of Skalitz does what I need him to not do. Warehouse only. No, not cold pills. I want ciggies. Cigarettes in one, and we'll find somewhere that is find a good that isn't making me a ton of money around here. Kind of hard to tell, actually. Look for the low profit stuff. Yeah, you know, it kind of looks like they're all making me decent money. Wait, cold pills. We're getting rid of some of those. Just clear that stock. Not interested. Kind of hard to see what around here isn't making me the half decent bucks. Maybe these inline skates. Look at that. I got too many in there. Away they go. So the inline skates, stop purchasing them. I'm going to link you up with cigars instead. And once the inline skates are thrown off of the shelves, cigars will be the way forward. You know, the kids are growing older now. They got new hobbies. Who wants to skate when they can smoke? Right, I'm going to do the same for one of my other general stores. This is one of the problems of having multi-floors. It's a little harder to see what you want to be doing. Cough syrup, right. I don't like imported cough syrup anymore. So I'm just gonna do away with you, stop that purchase, and instead link you up with the ciggies. People love their canned soup. Chairs, less so. Other people are getting in on the chair industry, so of course we'll come to our chairs, stop purchasing that, and do cigars instead. So that's cigars and cigarettes. How about you? What's not selling so well? I'm actually making a loss on the hi-fis occasionally. Don't like that. Do not like that. Too much fighting going on over the hi-fi system. So let's switch you out. Thiggies. That shampoo doesn't look so good. Neither do those tellies though. Oh yeah, tellies are drooping down like nobody's business, so link that up with cigars. Jake, you have double cigars in that last store, really? You're right, I have double cigars. Well, you know, maybe I just really want to shift lots of cigars. I bet there's a high demand for it. Here we go. Again, are those tellies not doing so? Yeah, the tellies aren't doing so hot. So link you up with cigars instead. Silver necklaces are doing pathetically. Even in a boom. Right, well, link you up with cigarettes instead. Was it really doing pathetically? You know, 49... It's probably doing better than, say, the sandals, actually. But you know what? There's a point where you can piddle too much with a thing. That's what Bob Ross told me about painting. And it applies to painting your profit graph as well. Jake, imported sugars. I don't know what you mean by that. What is importing sugars? Are you saying that I set them up with imported cigars instead of my own cigars? Because if so, that's a big mistake. Yeah, it's coming in from my own warehouses, as well they should. Now I'd like to know a bit more about how well, really how all my goods are doing. I might struggle to make market share on cigars. We don't have much of a fight on grape juice, but by God, people love their grape juice. They like the cola as well, but I've got a hell of a fight on my hands over the cola. We're generally pretty good on the drugs. And Jinx, there's market share that I don't have on wine, but I could have. What's the problem there? Do I not make enough? Do I not sell enough? Where do I sell my wine at my supermarkets? I do. Yeah, the cola wars are real. Yeah, the sales are working flat out on shifting my wine. I wonder if there's a specific alcohol shop that I could have for that. Alternatively, let's have a look at how I'm producing wine. Maybe I could be shifting that over in my general stores as well. I actually don't produce enough. We are flat out on manufacturing. The sales are getting through that easily. But it might be a booming economy thing if I double up on the wine production. I don't know, see, my sales units I think are working pretty flat out on it. I'll check that though, I'll certainly check that. What does the orange, green, and yellow bar mean versus the red one? Let's go somewhere we can look at that. One of my supermarkets. So red is my market share. So I own the grape juice. I am grape juice. This one is what makes the quality of it. So my brand is very strong, and that's contributing a huge amount of my quality rate, my overall rating. The quality is 51, and that's the green part there. It's not very large because people don't care about the quality of grape juice very much. And my pricing is pretty competitive, so that makes a big chunk of it as well, and that's what contributes to this large overall rating. So yeah, I am king of grape juice. $410,000 a month profit from grape juice in one store. That's not bad. Not bad at all. This one store has made me $20 million. Thank you kindly. Well, it's all fat cash coming in. It's a little bit on the down though, so I do need to expand, although that's what the cigars are there for. But I've completely neglected my tech. People are going to want quality cigarettes. They don't want a clearly inferior tobacco. So let's set up some R&D. So let's use the hidden duplicate button, and I need 2 here. I want to get all the people in for tobacco that we can, and your job is to figure out how to make good cigarettes, 2-year time, and your job, tobacco products, hire who we can, figure out how to make better cigars, 2-year time. So over time, the quality of our cigars will get better with our own homegrown tobacco, which we are trained into making better quality of. In fact, it's already at 40. But the paper is always going to be quality 50, and I don't think I want to get into the timber industry just to make paper to roll up my rollies. Seeing Henry's face gets me every time. It's Henry of Scallots. In fact, he's making more money than I do. We need to fix that. I need a much more reasonable salary. And I want to get rid of my loan if I don't need it right now, so let's repay just about everything we can. Let a bit of time pass. Okay, look at that, a discounted PlayStation Portable. Looks a bit more like a PS Go, actually. Aperture Science Incorporate's R&D Center has unveiled their new invention. Well, good for them. Are you going to start using your DOSH on other competitors? Yeah, I want to break into other markets. Honestly, it's a fool's errand to be paying off my loan right now. I should be taking out max loan and getting into another market. ASAP. But I do want to be loan free, so let's get rid of that. Let's also check and see how we're doing on our goal here. We're actually... we're near enough market cap corporation target here. Nice, we're doing very well, I dare to say. Love that flow of dosh. On the stock market though, we're kind of holding here, and not in a good way. Perhaps we could look at another failing industry and make our move on them. Tinner and Tinner, for example, their stock price is crashing down. However, if a certain benefactor were to move on and buy them up, perhaps they'd do a bit better. We could acquire 41% of the company for $63 million. I reckon Tinner and Tinner is going to come a long way. Let's have a look at them. Annual profit losing money. They're on the insurance business. Now, previously on one of the streams I tried to figure out how to make insurance work, and it doesn't. Insurance either flatlines, makes tiny profit, or loses money. The point of an insurance company is to have other people's money to use to invest. That's what I didn't get. So you can actually have it set up as its own company and play stocks with it. Interesting, but I'm sure I'd lose all my money in the stock market. Still, I have faith in Tinner and Tinner. I'd have more faith if they used my investment to buy stocks in me, but I don't think I have a way of doing that. It'd certainly be good for them though. In any case, let's believe in Tinner and Tinner and try and make a bit of a purchase here. You could buy it up and convert them into, indeed. Do I really want Tinner and Tinner actually? The only reason I like the look of them is because they're so cheap compared to everybody else in the stock market. Sometimes Old Kent Road is not the way to go forward. Oh yeah, Aperture Science just made that new console, right? Maybe Aperture Science is going to go big. Should we buy into the PSP? You know what? I think Aperture Science might be able to make something of this. You know what? Let's play fast and loose, shall we? Let's borrow every single penny we can. That's a lot of interest to be having. Borrow that, go to the stock exchange, and then let's buy everything we can out of Aperture Science. Actually, this is making their stock go uncomfortably high. Use the plus before you buy. I can only go up to 5%. If I could buy it as one chunk, I would. I think we'll settle at 25%, otherwise we might overinflate that stock price and it all comes crashing down. Yeah, I think we'll do that. However, I myself need to look into more business ventures. Is there any market out there that is not currently being taken care of? I'm doing all the research and all the production for the drinks and the drugs, and both of those will weather any economic climate. The ciggies less so. In fact, the demand is already not so hot for them, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Yeah, I think you're right on that one, Camuslon. Let it balance out a bit before I rebuy. Right, what else could I be doing then? I could get into banking, but I don't know who the major banks are out there. But banking has worked against us before when we've tried it. Who are the banks? Is there a way to even see what the banking situation is in the world? Firms, banks, everyone. Lübeck, for example, doesn't have a lot of competition. Capitalism brings me back about 69 years. And it's still as good now as it was then, I'm sure. I'm certainly thinking it's pretty great. Could try my hand at the internet game, though. Subsidiary bank is an option. Yeah, you're right about that. Not sure I want to buy somebody out, though. Very expensive. Jake the Zaibatsu definitely need a banking division. I can actually create a subdivision, but that's going to cost more overheads because it needs a CEO who needs money, needs operating officers and such. There's a lot of money to pour into that, which I'm not sure I have right now. I remember issuing a bajillion shares, getting absurd money. Yeah, but then you lose control of your company. If you want to buy them back later, you'll have to intentionally tank your own stock price, which certainly seems doable, but not something I'm into right now. Tell you what, let's try our hand at getting into banking. Pardon the periodic breaks there. I need to grab a drink. I'm feeling myself all choked up here. Probably choked up at the thoughts of capitalism. Right, I fancy getting into banking, and so we shall. Banking and finance, bank headquarters, set it up right here next to our own HQ. Next to this police station. Got a private police force to make sure that we're A-OK. And now I'm just going to set down, let's say, five banks. 5 banks in each area. Or in each town. Just try to dominate the market for ourselves. It'll be expensive, sure, but this is why we have money. One there, one there. One next to not Greg's. Yeah, there we go. 4. Ooh, nice. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count. 5, 5, 5. Don't want to cannibalize my own banks around here, but there's not a lot of great places to build up outside of what I've already just taken. I'm committed though, I want 5 in each. Might have to go for something relatively low, like 24. Oh, 39. 39 right next to the police station. Yoink. So they're in Lübeck. Let's give Brasilia all the banks that they could need. 69 right there. 48. Oh, lots of banks around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chengdu. 1. Oh, this is a nice area around here, isn't it? 2. 3. 4, and that's next to stuff that I built up myself, so that might even synergize. This is going to be its own war, the War of Banks. 5, and another 5 over in Vancouver. Look at that, decent, oh yeah, really decent over there. There's 1, 2, and that's next to stuff I built up myself. Shame I'm not getting the benefit of having bought the land out myself, because I already sold it off ages ago, but we sold it for short-term profit, which could well be the motto for our new bank. Where's all my money? We sold it off for short-term profit. Okay, now I need to remember how banks work. We'll go to Lubeck. Well, actually, I go to my headquarters and I wonder if there's a special banking division. Finance department? I might need a finance department. Finance department just sets dividends, and I don't really understand dividends, so we'll leave that be. How do my competitors do? They offer a 2% interest rate, so naturally I need to offer them a better interest rate. And I want to focus my loans on people that are better. These guys, during an economic crash, well, it all comes crashing down. It's booming now, but it's been booming for a while. I can't help but feel that's going to go Pete Tong. So let's do something like this. These AAAs don't make good returns, but at least they're not going to go bust on me. Let's have this go even higher. We don't do loans to corporations yet, but when we do, we'll have some nice fat stacks of cash. Pay dividends to shareholders. It pumps up your share price at the cost of cash. Couldn't I abuse that massively? Training budget, max it out. I know it's expensive, but we have to compete for all the loans and such. And there shouldn't be much waiting time since I put down 5 banks in every location. And I'm going to want to transfer, I don't know, 100 million into the bank. Okay, is there anything else I need to tweak with these? Oh yeah, my marketing for my banks. Where do you even do marketing for these? I forget. I really forget. Do I do that in the banks themselves? I do, huh? It's kind of weird, but okay. Get in on that and just freaking max it out. I got the money to burn. I want to take over. Supermax. No, don't go to saving. Although I should certainly be saving. We can do this easier if I go to my firms and go just to bank branch. There we go. Supermax it. Hopefully Henry of Skalitz will change this later on. He does have overview and he does have the power to change advertising. I should also check and make sure that I am doing advertising on my Siggies, by the way, because I don't think I am. But maybe Henry's taking care of that. Good old Henry. Now I'm just temporarily maxing this out. Hopefully it'll go down once we assure ourselves brand dominance. This is getting really expensive because I gotta do it in all the different cities, don't I? Maybe I shouldn't be doing it for all of them in every city. Like 2 of them for Brasilia should be fine, and 2 of them for Chengdu should be fine. Just going with the one that has the biggest reach right now, and I don't want to... Although Datadyne have good reach, I don't want to support them. I might want to get into the industry game, internet game myself. Vancouver has nobody doing it right. Let's change that. Oh, you've got better reach. Okay, let's see how badly this goes for us. Let's also make a save just in case all things go Pete Tong, which means this would be Longplay 003. Alright, full steam ahead. Bye bye money. Henry Scallots wants an even bigger raise than last time. Alright, I mean, that's interest, isn't it? So my money's going way down. I also have to pay ludicrous amounts back on that loan, so let's try and repay quite a lot of it right now, reduce our annual interest. Now I don't mind spending this right now because I'm hoping that we are able to kick the door down on the banking industry. I'm also wondering about the brand on my cigars. Oh well, Henry's doing it himself. I certainly didn't link up with a search engine. But he's not paying any advertising. That's because our brand on cigarettes is already super huge. Okay, good job, Henry. Henry knows what he's doing. Does he know what he's doing in terms of the bank advertising, though? Probably waiting until we get market dominance, or at least brand dominance if we can. So, corporate details, firms... Is that really what I'm looking for? I mean, there's the bank branches, consolidated on banking HQ. Quality of service is really, really low. Profit graph is very bad. Revenue is non-existent. Well, that's not good. Isn't it the CMO that deals with advertising? You know, it might be worth actually getting ourselves a marketing officer by now. Look for somebody who has the expertise in marketing. Dissident already runs a company. Well, Penultimo knows how it works. I'll just straight up get Penultimo. Well, you know, you never know when you're going to run into someone even better. Barry Burton. How can I say no to Barry Burton? Lucky. It's going to be Luck. Wait, can I hire Lucky? I don't. Oh, he's a mayoral candidate. I can't get Lucky. Story of my life. Okay. Barry Burton and Chris K were good at it. I could hire Chris K, but I'll be honest, I really want Barry Burton. You're my CMO. Target brand rating, pretty damn high, please. CMO decides which products to advertise, yes. CMO chooses media firms, yes. Prefer my own and subsidiary media firms, yes. Hopefully it doesn't go advertising things that we import though, that would be weird. I wonder if that's going to change our marketing budget then. Where's marketing? Advertising and PR expenses. They look pretty damn high. But I'm still making money. Oh, your bank's capital ratio is low. So, well, if they need money, I'll give them money. Why is my bank profit so incredibly low? Oh right, that's because I'm spending all that money on advertising, of course. If I weren't spending all that money on advertising, I'm sure it would be making me big money. So it does have revenue, at least. Henry of Scallots managing this bank for me. Scary prospect. Okay. R&D's looking good. Yeah, the wine is pretty high quality now. The grape juice is getting there. Actually, come to think of it, maybe my banks are getting like no customers, and that would be a problem for me. You're getting deposits in. What's more important though is... Well, maybe I can look at what's consolidated at the HQ. Still don't have much experience with banks, but we can get there, I'm sure. Loans, cash, deposits. Uh-oh, we're in a contraction. So, I certainly don't want to be loaning to these triple Cs. They're gonna do bad for me. Can we just have fewer of these overall, please? There we go. Gotta keep myself safe. Gotta cause another 2008 rather. Well, we still offer better interest rates than the competition. Our brand is getting stronger. Our market share isn't great. Hopefully it's growing. It is growing. Good, because service quality is going up with our training. And they are all training, right? Yeah, the training budget is super maxed. The bank profit's going down and down. The Special Tactics and Rescue Services have merged with the Child Workers United. So who comes out on top in that union? Corporations, Special Tactics and Rescue are on top, and they've got a lot more cash than me. I don't like that. Oh, we should take a look at the Aperture Science, by the way. Well, the price, well, the stock went up from me buying. Hopefully it'll normalize and I can buy some more. They must have issued more stock or something. I had 20 or 25%? At least I feel like I did. Apparently my overall gains on it were pretty good. So I could sell it off and make some money, but that's chump change. Sadly though, my own operating profits are way down, probably due to this contraction. Chengdu is in an expansion, but it's recession for Vancouver. And wow, my bank is just hungry for all my money. Must be this whole recession thing kicking my ass. Maybe I need to lower the brand. Well, actually I have to do that one at a time, don't I? Yeah, let's stop paying silly amounts of money on advertising now. And there we go, that should save me a good bunch of money. Really, if they issued more stocks, my own stocks would... Wait, would my own stocks just go down? Oh my god, this bank is just a bottomless pit for me to pour money into. I don't have that much money to throw into you, you know? I'd have to take a loan from another bank to keep my own bank going. Look at those defaults. They've defaulted 17 million on me. Damn these sea lenders. It's alright though. We've got the most market share now, so our banks are winning out. This is a lot of money to pour into being the best bank around. It's just our service quality isn't very good. Why is that? Is there long waiting times? No, I think I just need to wait for my staff to skill up. Maybe give out less money to the C people. Yeah, I should be reducing that even more, but it's a recession. They need the money. There we go. Keep it more recession proof. That's not going to change what they... Oh my goodness. Your bank's capital ratio is still low. Right. Don't worry, game. I will do that. It's just that I myself need a bit more of a loan. I'm already 400 million in debt. So of course they surely wouldn't... Oh man, the interest rate I would take on this new loan would be even worse. I'll just take a bit of money and pour it into my bank to get it through this hard time. Ever giving out C-bonds is asking for trouble. Yeah, but the ones that do pay you back, you make such good money off of them. I'm happy for Stars merging with the Child Worker United, but I wonder if that creates a new business. I think Quills and Sofas was the bottom one, though. I was told that more... Aha! Bullworth! No, I think Bullworth was around before. Was it? Should be an easy way to check. How do we look into information about Bullworth? No, I don't think they were. They're brand bloody new. So yeah, mergers cause new ones to appear. Expertise drugs. Oh no, competition on the drug market. Not what I was looking for. And you're right, there was a message telling us that Bullworth have joined. Go figure, Bullworth would be the ones with the drugs. 2 recessions, 1 contraction. I hope Lubeck pulls through this contraction because my poor banks are hurting. The moment I set up banking, just everything goes to hell. I am still making money, but I need to make more money. Oh my god, where's all that money going? Right, probably the problem is that we're loaning out way too much here. I need to bring that one back. I'm even going to give myself a bit of a reduction in salary. But the advertising budget for all your advertising units, nah. I'll just leave it to you. You seem to know what you're doing. Good attitude towards me. Hire me as CFO, Jake. I'll sort this out. It's all right. We just need to see through 2 recessions and a contraction. Can't be that bad. Besides, everybody's still going to want their wine and grape juice and things, right? Actually, look at that. Demand for my drugs is way down. And my profit and all my drugs is way down. Just must be people having less money to spend on it. No, cigars and cigarettes don't look too bad. I'd really like to pull myself out of this debt, though. Come on, bank. How is the bank? Burning so much money. Right, I think I see it right. I'm gaining more market share, which means I'm giving out more loans, which means I have more money that I need in my bank to keep that going, which is going to be a long-term gain for me, of course. So this is very expensive for me right now, but doing this, I'm dominating the bank market, crushing Hansa and Randy's random thingamajiggers. So this is actually good for me, although I should probably still drop interest rates. People would expect it by now, surely. You might have to issue shares or bonds. I don't want to. I'd rather take out loans than... Well, maybe it would actually be better to do that. What would it be to issue new bonds? I mean, wow, I could raise $1 billion. But I would have to, you know, pay back that $1 billion. So I don't really like that. Although I have to pay back loans as well. Still, it's a better rate than taking from a bank. I could also issue some new shares to the public, but then I'd have to buy them back. How's my own stock market, stock situation doing? Holy moly, my stock market has crashed. Or my stock value. I should have sold them off before I bought the bank, and then bought them now. But then again, other people might have gotten hold of it. Can't live in this level of regret. Okay, my bank's capital ratio is too low. I need a lot more. Raise funds, sure. I will figure out a way. I'm sure... Wait, can I borrow money from my own bank? Doesn't that cause just more problems for my bank? I think it does. I'll borrow from the Hansa then. Re-enhance your loan from your own bank. Refinance my loan from my own bank. That might not be a bad idea. At least the money gets thrown back into my own system. But right now my bank needs money. And if I pull money out with this, it's probably just going to cause yet more problems for it. Alright, let's just take out this fat stack of cash. And hope that my bank can handle it. So borrow that at outrageous interest rates. Yeah, borrowing from my own bank would not solve the ratio, right? Transfer funds. Here you go. Here's a huge fat stack of cash. Can't go wrong with that, surely. It's going and going and going. But that is me getting market share, right? Pouring money into it to get that market share. And I'm still making money at least. I'm not sure I'll be able to hold my breath long enough to survive this crunch though. Maybe if I drop my interest rate, oh they're already going way down. That might be Henry of Scallots changing that. Can you tell the bank to stop lending so aggressively? But I need that market share, you don't understand. Although I don't understand that. Well, the profit's getting there somewhere. I might have to lower that amount to put out fewer loans. You already have over 50% market share. Yeah, but I'd rather have pretty much all of the market share. Squeeze these guys out of existence, all loans come through me, and then when we're out of recession, I'm going to be making sweet bank off of all these loans. That's the idea. Don't worry about these costs. We will see it through. Starting to wonder if I need to keep up with my... you probably always want to keep your tech going for these things. Any competitor come in and give you a hard time. That said, though, this recession is hurting my bottom line. Yeah, demand for my goods is way low. Way too low. Well, that's fine. Once we pull out of this, we'll be making the big bucks. We'll be recession-proof. But until then, we gotta hold. I would like to diversify the kinds of things that I produce, though. When I come out of all this, I think I want to get into the business of jewelry. Set up jewelry stores across the place. Because in the boom times, everyone's going to want jewelry, right? So maybe I could set up a... Oh, well, I should check and see what the competition is. Products from everybody on... What's jewelry? J for jewelry? Well, nobody does jewelry, so I'd be the first one in on that. R&D Center, if you please. Here we go, here we go. And let's get you in with that. And let's get ourselves a jewelry team. Your job is to figure out how to make the best gold rings. Give you 2 years. And then you have a similar job. And... Oh, not enough, but good enough. Work on those silver necklaces. There we go. Nothing says recession goods like jewelry. This is me preparing for the post-recession, which I'm sure there will eventually be. At least we still make big fat stacks of cash. I'm just wondering if how do we stack up against everybody else? Let's look at annual profit right now. So we make 150 million. We do make the most out of all the companies in the game right now. Enjoy that, Shekel Master. So, but true enough, the Shekel Master Orbulon is master of shekels out of all the AIs. Who's making the losses? Tinner and Tinner. Maybe I should put them out of their misery. Good thing I didn't buy all that stock in them, though. I'm the single biggest stockholder here. Tempted to sell this off just to make a happy buck. But again, you can only sell 5% at a time, so it would come crashing down, and I wouldn't make all of that. Imagine wanting to eat dinner in a looming recession. Oh god, it's recession for 3 out of 4 places. Shrinkage across the board. It's alright though, we have a viable business model as long as my bank doesn't run out of money. My bank actually has 22 mil, 21 mil. The Henry of Scouts is demanding yet more money off of me. Oh crikey, where are they? My bloomin' bank. I'm sorely thinking that I just need to put out a massive bond, pour it into the bank, see through the recession, and then make it all back. Because I'm not really able to keep up with this. It's alright though. Let's do it then. Let's issue a 5-year bond for 500 million and pour all that into the bank. That's at 7.1% interest. Don't I get better off of the banks at this rate? Although the banks don't really want to lend to me that much more, do they? I actually do. I get better off of you like this. Just borrow everything I can from you. CCC. Alright, give me that. Now I'm almost $1 billion in debt, which is probably not good. But my poor bank is out of dosh, as usual. Come on, recession, you gotta come to an end someday. I'm doing fine though. The only problem is my bleeding bank keeps lending out money. If it could kindly stop lending out so much money. Maybe I should just really throw this one down. Just stop putting out those loans. Because how much does my bank have in assets? There must be a quick check. A quick check on that. Assets, assets, assets. Is that the assets? Because if so, we've got 5 billion. Well, looks like it's going up. Looks like they stopped lending out. Barry Burton wants more money as well. You know what? I want more money too. Oh, I'm already paying myself as much as I can. It's just that there's a lot of defaults going on due to the recession. It's going to fix itself now because we pulled ourselves out of recession. 2 places haven't, and Chengdu is an expansion. But the situation will improve now, of that I'm certain. So now we can, you know, put out more loans. Right? Oh Christ, we just immediately lent it out. Whoops. Let's not do that. Come to think of it, why do we only have 2 billion in cash now? Oh, that's because we lent it out, I think. How do I get this money back, by the way? I kind of need that soon. Okay, I am in desperate need of dosh right now. I'm not about to declare bankruptcy. That's just straight up game over. Get it back? No, no, no. That money is gone. Well, the banks won't give me anything. I think I will have to issue a bond, and it's getting worse and worse. Oh well, needs must. 1 billion? No, that's a bit much. 500 mil. Big. That's a huge amount of annual interest. That's pretty much all the money that I make. Oh, that's a scary, scary amount. 3 years? Can I pull through in 3 years? Try 4 years. Here you go, bank. You needed the money. I delivered the money. Hang on, don't I need to pay back that loan to the banks at some point? Yeah, in 2 years' time I need to give back 400 mil. I think I've managed to sink myself on this, but... you know, I just need that bank to turn everything around. And not lose all of its money. You have run out of cash. That's alright, I've got it. I can take it back out of my own bank. Okay, look at that. Static, recession, expansion, recession. So, overall, the world's doing okay. We'll pull through this. And, you know, I sank all that money to dominate market share of my bank, and we've got it. We've got 78%, which is pretty sweet. Service quality isn't that great, though, because there's a lot of waiting time. I think we need more banks. Well, I'm quite certain we need more banks. I wonder about that spending, though. Maybe we could spend a little less on marketing our banks, since we already have amazing brand dominance. Besides, what exactly would the marketing message of our bank be? Be more successful than us. Bank with us. Take it from the top at Lübeck. I want probably 3 more banks in each area. Again, can we do the relocation? No, we can't do relocation. So I just have to go... banking and finance bank. We didn't crash the economy this time. We'll try harder next time. Pretty hard to see where I can set up banks that I don't already. But yeah, 1 here. I said 3 in each location, right? So 1. How about 1 next to all my stuff here? One, 2... 3. Otherwise those waiting times are just hard to fight. 1, 2... Just turning this into Bank Town. Maybe the demand for banks goes up more during a recession. Couldn't tell you. So again, that's next to my own bleeding bank. Let's at least build it down the street. 3. Chengdu. Hey, where'd all my money go again? It would suck to have to sell stock to pull through this, because my stock price has... Oh dear. Remember, I got bonds and things to pay off. Goodness, I'm sweating here. Maybe I should borrow from my own bank now. See, my bank actually has cash on it right now. And hey, I can pull out a bunch of this cash for myself. There we go. See, look at that. Why can't I just take all that money out of the bank? What in the world is stopping me from just taking all that money out of the bank? I suppose it needs it, otherwise, you know, I'd lose all my market share for one. I suppose that's a pretty big reason. I need to up that service quality though. We need more banks. I forget where I put them down though. How many banks do I have in each place? They need that for loan safety. That makes sense, doesn't it? Alright, 3 more in Chengdu and 3 more in Vancouver. Chengdu. God, I got the sweats here from just how badly I've handled this banking situation. It's kind of insightful, right? Just imagine how much of a sweat some real people had during banking crises. At least here, I can turn off the stream, turn off the game, and go, okay, well, life continues as normal. I didn't royally screw the pooch for real people, like myself. Always hard to find a good place to put buildings. I sincerely hope they add something to make it more immediately obvious where customer traffic is good. Of course, I've already built a bunch of them around here. How many did I build? Is that the second or third one I've built since coming here? You assume that bankers have a conscience. They are people. Whenever you think that someone's a real asshole, remember they are still a person. Why did I build up my own stuff, right? It was over there, but wasn't there some elsewhere? Yeah, like over here. These guys could do with a bank. There we go, now Vancouver needs 3 more. I guess this is a problem with taking so much market share. Now everyone wants to use my bank, so they're getting a bit crowded. And other banks can move in just on the premise that they're not as crowded as mine, even if they're worse in every other way. One, 2, and I need 1 more. Oh, that's a good place. Very good place. Sweet. Alright, we need to hunker down a bit. We're researching, so it's not like we're killing time. Give it another year and we will be able to make better quality gold and silver. And then hopefully with money that I somehow have, we're going to... I better make a save here. We're going to buy out some land that owns gold and silver, produce necklaces and rings, and sell those during the booming times to come, right? Scary. Real scary stuff. The worst bank sounds like a good angle for future playthrough. I don't know, I managed to do pretty good worst banking around here. And now I need to make some serious dosh to pay off both my bonds and my loans. I am almost $1 billion in debt to the loans, and I have another... how much of a bond did I issue? I issued 300 million in a bond, so yeah, I need over $1 billion right about now. Why is my bank still losing money? Stop losing money. You're killing me. Okay, well that's good. Transferable cash is looking good. Barry Burton demanding more money from me in my hour of need. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now the bank is delivering. The bank has made me 100 million profit in the past year. Oh, hell yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're doing the talking. See, only about 1% people have defaulted in the past, however long this is. Maybe we could just get a few more of those C loans. No. It's just that C loans make so much money. But they don't cripple me in a recession, so there's that. Right, I need some of that money out. Well, I need most of that money out, so gimme, gimme, gimme. We're losing market share here, probably because we're not lending out enough money. But we should probably make do with what we have right now. Our brand is good, it's just our quality needs to be better. Can we train them a bit harder? And let's see if we can't make a headway on some of these loans. Because these loans are at extortionate levels. Look, the loan interest rates. We can do better. Right. What needs to go? This one's going to mature real soon. It's pretty much, well, it is all of my money. But we're going to get rid of that loan. We'll pay them off one by one. Surely we could just package the C loans with AAA loans, pass them off as high value, and sell them around. I'm sure that made sense to someone, but what I'm hearing is I should borrow money from my own bank. Is there any downside to this, by the way? I mean, I'm paying interest into my own bank that pays me, so surely it's just free money. Let's believe that. At the very least, I can use that to repay off some of this other loany nonsense that I have. That's what real banks did to cause the 2008 recession. So I'm way ahead of the game. I can even pay off all my loans. Sweet. Except for my own loan. Nice. I certainly want to up this. There's definitely a market that I'm not tapping due to it. Although we solved the problem with the long waiting lines. If I up that like that, you don't immediately throw away all the money. I need a better idea of how this works. So our current loans to asset ratio is 67%, so I'm not immediately going to be throwing money out by upping it to 67. But if I up it to 68, or let's say 70, are you immediately going to need more money in the bank? No, that wasn't too shabby. Good, if we maintain that, and we up this slowly, we'll be okay. Right, now I just need to worry about making enough money to pay off that ludicrous bond that I put out. By the way, although I might have missed some opportunities, like foreseeing this crash and selling off a lot of my stock before it, we've bounced back on the stock, and even during a multi-city recession, have managed to break into a new type of industry and dominate it. I dare say I've done pretty well. I'd pour myself a glass of something expensive if I had it. You know, I do have it. Give me a moment. So this is what it's all about. For working myself so hard through that 1997 to 1998 recession, I think it's only fair that I pour myself a lovely glass of Longmorn 60. Oh, I haven't opened this yet. Time to change that. I guess all the Longmorn 16 I've been drinking so far have been other people's bottles. fine enough thing to do. Also should let the game actually progress. Maybe admire the competition while I'm at it. And admire how... Okay, Shekelmaster might be making more money than me right now. Actually, he's better than me in almost every way. Ooh. How can this be? Well, I'm not gonna let it put me off my drink. Here, I thought it would be grapefruit juice. I'd well be up for some grapefruit juice, but I don't have any. It's very expensive. Wonderful. This will need a bit of water. That's fine. Pretty sure I did a review on Longmorn 16. Be criminal if I didn't. Although I said something expensive, it's a fairly good budget whiskey. I mean, comparatively speaking. Very rich, but a splash of water. A scoosh, as we might say. Yeah, I don't know how much RTX voice is killing my pouring here, but there we go. Something nice for me to enjoy, as I have successfully dominated the banking industry during the